Hey guys, how you doing? Trying this again. I'm gonna add him. Welcome back to Reality Talks. We did a practice before and it worked, so. Hey,
Yo,
finally.
yo, yo.
How are you, Riz?
I'm trying to not lose my head for real.
Remember, right?
He said what?
Remember copyright.
Right. Like, good grief. My thing is like, hold on a second. I know I'm ripping stickers off and stuff. You said, would you say you said coffee, right, though? Is that what you said?
Yeah, what you're saying. I was like, careful, copyright.
Copy, right. Man, I think I'm just trying not to burn the crib down because the heater just got, right? I told you.
Yeah.
I'm glad that I looked at it because the bottom of it, I have to put it on something where it's going to burn the crib down. That's crazy. Like seriously. Like I'm like, what?
It's an electrical,
Not even exaggerating.
not a gas heater, so we're good.
Like that is so crazy. It's like the bottom of the heater is like there's things that I have to screw on the bottom, but there's not stuff to screw. It's like its own way of attaching to it.
Yeah.
And it's literally impossible to attach this shit.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, what? But the way the heater is, you have to have it. You have to have it on legs,
Yeah.
or it's going to burn the floor.
God.
Wow. Thank you, Santa Claus, for that. I'm like super freezing, trying to get this heater to work now again. Like it was good, but then I was like, that's probably why it's hot because it's on the floor, burning the floor.
You'll just see a big singe tomorrow. Like on
Right.
me.
Like, oh my
The black
God.
hole, the black hole to hell.
And that's why I was like trying to fix it and everything just now because I was like, let me get that right. And I'm like, I'm trying not to like burn the crib down, and that's what literally was just happening. Like,
Any flame? Yeah.
they gave me an impossible heater. Like, I just can't believe it. Like, how do you just be comfortable with giving somebody this? Like, it's crazy.
I know, right?
Oh
It's
man.
some crazy stuff.
Oh my goodness. I'm just like I'm giving up. The more and more I look how you have to put this together, it's like, oh my goodness, man.
What is it like Legoland? You've got to piece it all
Yeah,
together.
it's like literally that. Like who invented this type of heater? Like this is impossible. There's literally no way. I don't even think they measured it right to even. Oh my goodness, man. This is wild. And the type of people that gave it to me would just be irritated at the fact that I said it didn't work. You know what I'm saying? They would be on the phone going wild. Huh?
Probably got it out of a cereal box.
Yeah, like it's like they get it and then I'm like, yo, this isn't working. Oh, what you mean it ain't working? Like what?
Burning me. It's burning me room down. It doesn't work.
Right. Well, let's turn the room down then.
What, do you want me to sleep in flames?
Right. Because that's what it even looks like. I think they do that subliminal thing too. Like it looks like something crazy.
Hell, literally.
Yeah. Like I'm looking at it and I'm like, y'all wanted me to look at it like that? That is so wild. You know what I'm saying? Like that's literally what I was thinking before we got live and everything.
Yeah, it's one way to keep warm. It's literally.
I was literally thinking that. Wow.
Yeah, they would probably be like that. Well, you wanted to be warm, so what's the problem? Well, you're like, I didn't say flames.
Oh my
That was
goodness.
not with my intention.
That's funny. It's so wow. For real, like that's funny. That's so funny. For real. That's exactly what it is. And they had a mini heater. Like they had a little one, they said. And I'm like, yeah, well, give me that one. Oh no, I'll just go to get this other one.
Give you
Oh, it could have been simple, you
give
know.
you the death trap one.
Yeah, like that is so sad. That is sad for real. Because I'm trying to figure out if I don't put this on legs, what can I hold this up with?
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing. Oh my gosh. That is so hurtful.
Oh, I'm just images.
Yeah, like it's like good grief. Can you imagine like what I'm going through right now? I'm like, how in the world am I going to make this work?
Honestly.
It's so funny. I have to hold my heater in the air to make it work.
What, you have to hold your ear in the air?
I have to hold my heater in the air and just stand there.
Oh, your heater. I thought you said my ear.
Oh no,
Yeah,
no.
what?
Yeah, my heater. Like I'm like I have to hold. I'm like it's so impossible. They didn't even do the measurement right.
Isn't not hot, like, to touch? If it's burning on the floor, it's going to burn your hand.
Exactly, like the bottom of it. See, like the side of it,
Oh my god.
I can pick up, but the bottom of it is where the heat is actually like.
This
So
is
it's
what
hot.
like the pits of hell. Literally.
Yeah, it looks like it inside of it.
Yeah.
Like when you open the door, it looks like that. That's why I was like, why are they doing that?
Oh my god.
That's fucked up. Oh, I didn't mean to do. Oh, that's fucked up. I didn't mean to do that. You know, that's messed up.
Wait.
That's messed up, man.
Just hold on. Just hold on until like I figure this out, so I don't burn the entire place down and I don't burn a hole to literal hell or to the other.
Seriously, like
Need a shovel to get there, you know what I mean? You just got your heater. It's like a magic carpet, but a heater.
yeah, it's like what? Like, oh my gosh, like this is not even this is not because it's not even measured right to where you can screw the thing back in it, and like it has other screws and it's not even something that you could screw in the leg. None of it is measured right. You know what I'm saying? That's funny. But it's like, what? You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, oh my gosh, man. Anyway, what's going on over there?
Not much. Chilling tonight. Talking. I was talking to you, wasn't I? And then we decided to do an impromptu podcast, and we were like, yeah, let's go. But yeah, like not too much been work today. Doing my volunteer job. Thinking about music, thinking about other stuff like how the heck I got here, how the heck I got to London, how the heck through all the stuff I've been through lately. Like literally. I'm like, wait, what has happened to my life? It's like I'm in a completely different place than I was like a year ago. I'm not gonna lie. It's like I've moved to London. That's a new one. I think most people won't know that about me. Unless you've seen like that change that I'm in London.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was very bizarre bizarre, very weird how it happened, very out of the blue. And it just happened, and then I had the opportunity and moved down here. And then I was like, okay, what now? So I was like, I have to survive now.
Yeah.
So I've been in like heavy survival mode. Um, as you know, I'm not a rich person, but been in heavy survival mode, trying to sort things out. But yeah, it's been good. Like I've had people, saying well done and stuff like that, and saying that I've done really well. So yeah, I'm proud of myself, to be honest. Like I've just been in like tunnel vision, like survival. There was a time actually about I came down here, moved in with friends. Then after that, there was a time where I did not have a place to live for about 2.5 weeks. Um, Went to housing, didn't get any help, honestly. Like, it's probably not new to anyone's ears if they know of housing, whether it's where I used to live or where, up north, or whether it's in London or anywhere else. Housing is not the greatest. So I've always been private, but obviously being in London and my situation, I couldn't afford private. Didn't have friends or family. I made new friends coming here actually. Didn't have friends or family. But the friends I did, no, it's not like I was friends with them short time. It's not like it could be like, hey, I can hit you up, can you do me a favor? And I wouldn't do that anyway. But it's not like we were close enough to do that. So
Yeah.
I went to the housing anyway, cut long story short. And they basically said to me, when I told them my predicament, they said to me, plenty of people rough sleep. There was no help. There was no, like, um, nobody saying to me, like, oh, I'll help you, we'll do this, we'll do that. He is like a piece of paper for like places to stay or anything like that. No, absolutely nothing. She just gave me basically a piece of paper on how to stay around and not to die. Basically, like, oh, mental health. And I was like, how is that going to help me put a roof over my head? Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Not to get into it too much, but I had to survive on my own. I managed to get a couch, managed to get a place on a couch, stayed there. Then I ended up staying in like a hostel, the only place I've never been in a hostel before in my life either, by the way, guys. And I ended up staying in a hostel. It was a nice hostel though, I've got to admit. Like I've never been in a hostel before, but it was nice. And it was up by like Hyde Park, if anyone knows that. Nice people, nice things. Got all my mails and stuff like that, and I stayed there for a bit, and then I went back to housing to see what was what, and to ask, like, can you help me yet? Um, they basically acted like because I'm not from London, they didn't really want to help me. And these didn't say in so many words, but they would not help me. They had to wait to see if they were able to help me, as they put it, because I'm from a different area. So anyway, I went back there, stayed there all day, and they ended up helping me. But yeah, that was a tough 2.5 weeks. I'm not gonna lie. I've never been in a situation where I've actually not had a place to live. I'm a survivor. Like I've lived on my own since I was 15, so I'm pretty tough. But I've never been in a situation where, yeah, where I just didn't have anywhere to live. But yeah, I ended up getting a temporary accommodation, and I've been in London ever since. I've been here for about 10 months now, and seeing what's what. And hopefully, I do music. For those that don't know, I'm a singer. So hopefully my singing will start getting somewhere, a bit further than what I want to at the minute. And yeah, that's my tragic story so far. But it's actually not tragic. It's not actually that tragic because, Yeah, I felt very like I felt very protected the entire time. I'm not gonna lie. I feel very, I felt very protected. I did. Even though it was scary, and half the time I did not know what the heck was going on, or what the heck I was doing, or what was going to happen. I was going into everything, even coming to London, very blind. But I'm glad to do it. I do prefer it down here, even given the circumstances. I do prefer London to where I was. I do enjoy it, but I am looking to broaden my horizons, see what's what. I'm not going to say I'm going to be here forever. I'm not going to say I'm not going to be here forever, but I am looking to travel a bit more as well. That's another thing. I travelled. I've not travelled. I never travelled, and I started travelling last year. First place I went to was Paris. Absolutely loved it. Did Paris Fashion Week. Great. Yeah, I definitely want to do it. How about you, David?
I love that. Were you, were you finished or
Yeah, Hannah was.
my thing? It's so funny because I'm holding my heater up with my old work shoes. So I feel like Adam Sandler or something right now. Like
Yeah.
like my like it's like my work shoes is holding my heater up. Yeah.
By the way,
I'm,
that conversation was for you guys because uh, David's heard it before.
facts. Oh yeah, I was gonna say too. Yeah, yeah, no.
Hmm.
Just Riz. I don't want nobody. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? Um, my thing is my thing is what I want to say. 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 My thing is
You
the
can't hear
same
it,
thing here
guys.
with the homeless situation, right?
He's making shit up as he goes. So good.
Not like I'm like the homeless situation
Yeah,
because
go on.
when I was listening to you say it, that's funny. I was listening to you say it, and I was like, man, like that's basically what it's been for me. This like the whole time. I just forget about it a lot, but I started off homeless because I wanted to. Well, I was only given a choice for military or college,
Yeah.
and I didn't follow through with the military, so I just was like, I'm just gonna be homeless, and I was really out there and just still doing music whatever I could, but I was just out there with the same clothes all the time, like just rearranging clothes and staying in people's houses
Oh,
and just out there.
you just remind me of something quick. I remember I've got these shoes, these boots, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't take everything with me to London. Oh yeah, that was it. I literally left my entire house and everything in it, except for a suitcase and a bag, to move here. I left my whole life in my house. And some
Mm-hmm.
people can say I'm crazy. Some people can say, "Wow, fucking hell, that's brave." Sorry, I'm not meant to swear, but yeah, they can say that's brave, or they can say, "Oh yeah, you're crazy." Either way, yeah, I'm not normal. I think you know that anyway. Now, guys, I'm not a normal person. But the thing,
Yeah.
I had these boots, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm not leaving them here because he was Ted Baker, and I absolutely love him, and not just because he was Ted Baker. They were the only shoes I bought that went going back now. Not this, trigger warning. I lost my mum about 6 years ago. She died. And then she left some money for me, my sisters. So it wasn't a terrible amount. Like I don't have any of it left, but I remember I'd never bought myself anything. I bought secondhand everything. Never bought myself anything new. So and I remember I really liked Ted Baker. I still do, but I really liked Ted Baker back then. And I was like, do you know what? I'm going to get these shoes. And I bought them. And I was like, I'm not leaving them there. I bought them. So those shoes have been everywhere with me. I've been to like 5 different countries. They've been everywhere. They've been homeless with me. They've been to 5 different countries with me. Oh, and by the way, in these 5 different countries, I barely had any money. I go for like 4 days at a time with like my friends a few times and for work. and I would literally be living off toast. Like, I'm not ashamed to admit, you know how real I am, guys. If you're a fan of me and you know of me and you know me, like, I'm very open. I'm a very open person. So yeah, living off toast. I remember actually, I was in, was it Greece or Portugal? I was in Greece, and they had the shop down the road, local shop. The donut they had, like the donuts they had, was like 90 euros, I think 60 or 90 euros, can't remember. But it was massive, massive donut, and they were to die for. And it was basically one of the few things I could afford while I was there. So anyway, sorry to interrupt, David. Carry on. I just wanted to say that because you reminded me of the shoe situation.
Who's that? I mean, you mean Armand or Riz? Well, you mean Riz.
Yeah, Riz.
uh, my thing is, nah, I was just correlating to that. Like, it's funny because I had shoes that went all over the world.
Yeah. You just
Um, you said what?
Sorry, you just reminded me of it. Sorry to interrupt.
Mm-hmm.
Go on, what were you?
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. Yeah, like I've been all. Actually, this computer I had that I still have. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been all around, and it's an old computer. People like, why are you carrying that? Like, computer wise, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I don't even use it no more. But I used it. That was my everything for real. Like, it was like, yo, he's doing that, but he's like a Kanye with it.
You make your own beats and that, don't you?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I can make beats and stuff like that. Need to get back on it for sure.
He's acting all coy, guys, but he's actually pretty good. He's really good at making beats. He's been doing it for years. He makes his own. Like, he can knock out about 10, 20 songs a day if he wanted to. Like, he's so good.
Appreciate you.
We've actually collabed a few times, haven't we? Like, bit of a backstory. Me and Riz have actually known each other for quite a few years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, known each other for how long now? Like 15 years or so?
15, 16.
Yeah, like 15 years. We've never met in person, but we've been speaking off and on, like having long conversations and that over the phone for many, many years. We've been friends for many years, and we've collaborated on a couple of songs. And yeah, like that's how we got speaking. We actually got speaking through another artist, and uh, this artist called Josie Lee. He introduced us and said, oh, he said to Riz, there's this singer I know, like you might like her, like she's good singer, and then all I he Riz came to me and was like, hey, how are you doing? Like, want to do a song together? And I was like, yeah. So we ended up doing like a couple of collabs together, and then we just ended up being like kind of each other's rock in a way, being friends with each other and being there for each other. And he'd talk about his stuff, I'd talk about my stuff, what we were going through, and figuring out like ways on resolving it. And yeah, so we just basically long conversations listening to each other, when you just need somebody to listen to all your rubbish, all the stuff you have, and you need to get it out somehow. Well, yeah, I was out for Ryzzle and he was out for me quite a few times. We haven't like connected for quite some time. Like, we've just started talking again. But yeah, we've actually, to be honest with you though, I've been through a really tough time. He's been through a tough time, and we were talking about it today. Actually, about probably 10 minutes before we decided to do this podcast, and we decided to do it live. And the things we were talking about, we thought, you know what, we've been helping each other, maybe we can help other people. Maybe they would like to listen to this. Maybe they would like to relate. Maybe make them feel better too. So that's why we decided to do this, and hopefully it'll make you guys feel better too.
Facts. You know what? You can say my name. I like the way the accent is. Anyway, you just go ahead and say it. You say whatever.
You want to say David or
That's
Ryzzle?
a facts. That's a fact. We did a song, and I was super excited.
Mm.
By the way, I'm figuring out how the heater is working. So I'm like, hey, I'm gonna be warm. So I'm feeling a little better because I did feel discouraged just now. I ain't gonna lie, like almost to tears for real. Like, like I can't have anything.
Yeah,
Uh,
David's from America, aren't you?
yes, America,
Very low.
America. I am from West Virginia, Charleston, West Virginia,
Yeah.
America, the capital of West Virginia.
Yeah.
And the Mountain Mama. And I like West Virginia out of all the states, really, which is so crazy to say because the younger me was like wanting to be in Florida and California. But I love West Virginia only because, sorry about the noise, it'll be the last leg to fix.
Alexa's a god.
All right. Right. I'm like, oh, this is how, and I'm just doing all type of, so like, um, yeah, I like it because I realized in other states that, like, let's say you was in Arizona, they have scorpions in their apartments.
Oh my god. Really?
Scorpions.
I think I'd
And
die.
you say what?
I think I would die. I'm not gonna lie. I think I would die. I'd be like, no. I'd be like, no, Satan, not today.
Back.
Oh, oh my god.
Definite that. Yeah, I seen it even online. Like people was catching scorpions. The scorpion was crawling on the chandelier.
Oh my god. Serious?
Seriously.
Wow, that's some like horror movie like stuff right there.
If you get a cheap apartment in Arizona, it's going to be scorpions.
Oh my god. Is it that warm? Is that what it is? The heat?
Yeah, it's super hot.
Wow.
Super hot. Like you feel it as soon as I felt it as soon as I got off the Greyhound.
Wait. Would I get murdered by a shark? A shark's gonna come out of the water as well in Arizona and try
You'd be like, it's so hot, the water's hot.
I know. It's like frying the fish. The water and be like, maybe we can get food on land. Oh no. No, I ain't going to Arizona for the death-eating walking sharks who've grown new legs, or the friggin' scorpions, or God knows what that's gonna jump out of me. No, thank you.
That is hilarious.
No, not happening.
Serious, I was like, man. So then, like West Virginia, we have mountains, so like not a lot of things. The only thing that happens is it gets very cold, but that's it. Like it's no hurricanes, and even if it is like a hurricane threat or something, it's not going to go here. That's why they call it the Mountain Mama, like Mountain Mama. You know what I mean? So and you live on a lot of mountains actually, and
kind of like Scotland then.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
Scotland's like got the highlands and everything, and you've got like mountains and stuff like that there, and it's windy. Is it windy there?
Super. Yeah. That's why I'm freezing.
Scotland then, but in America, that's
That's the fact, and so Arizona scorpions, and then I've liked Florida, but then there's alligators walking around.
Oh my god, with legs.
Yeah, and sometimes they'll be in people's apartments.
Sorry, Nelly swore. Oh my
word. So it's like, what would you do if you seen an alligator in your kitchen?
I would die. die. Like, you try and throw a sandwich at it or something and say, eat that. Don't eat me. Like, empty the contents of my fridge and just throw it all at him. Eat that. And then make a run for it and be like, my words. Actually, forget the contents, throw the entire fridge at it.
That is so funny. Oh my goodness. Man, and that's what it, that's exactly what it
Well, you
is.
said if you found it in the kitchen, the closest thing to me, that and a knife, but I don't think a knife would do much with all those scales.
That's like, it's wild. It's like, I wouldn't, like, I see people catching them with their trash can. I don't know how I would catch it.
Do you know what? People, I'm not gonna lie, people in America are brave. Like,
Facts.
too. Like, UK. I'm nothing against us UKers, but imagine like finding a crocodile in your living room or in your kitchen. What would you do? You wouldn't be able to do anything. You'd be like, what the hell? Actually, you wouldn't. You'd be like, what the F, and probably more Fs. And then you'd probably run away or you'd try and stab it and fail. And then get eaten. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
we're pretty tough, but I think if we found a bloody crocodile in our friggin' house, I think we'd think or run away from. We'd be like, what the hell? It's not the
Now listen to this, right? I think I had to put my phone on the charger, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna exit out and then come right back in because it's on 1%. Let me get right back in here. Hold on a second.
Okay, I might have to re-add you. Okay, so he's gonna come back in a minute, guys. Putting his phone on charge. So yeah, we decided to do this podcast. We decided to just have a chill talk, see what's what. I will be coming on camera, don't worry, I will be coming on camera. Not in this one, but at some point. I want to start doing some lives, some regular ones. But yeah, if that's something you want to see from me, then by all means tune in. I'll do like notifications to let you know when I do a live instead of just jumping on. This is just purely to see what's what, see what's going on, see if people like it. Probably kind of like a test, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Anyway, I'm gonna try and add him and see if he can join again. See if he's ready. Fingers crossed, guys. Fingers crossed. Woo! He's back.
There we go.
I was trying to keep everyone entertained when you were gone.
Hey, you're doing very well.
Oh, thank you. I do try.
Very, very well. I see the future. I love it.
Oh my god. He just reminded me of that advert. I see the future. The future's orange.
Fact. I'm so happy that I got the heater back, like where it's supposed to be, because I honestly was literally going to wake up in flames, like you said. Honestly, like I would have been so wild out.
Yeah.
Like in the funny way, like I literally, but I literally would have woke up like that. Like I would have been like, oh shit.
What?
The bed's on fire.
Oh my god, do you know what? Oh my god, what would you do, right? Think about it. What would you do if you were sleeping, lying in bed, chilling, having your Z's and being like, oh yeah, this is so nice, this is so good. And then waking up and you go to hug like whatever's next to you and you cuddle it and everything and you're like, oh, why? Well, first of all, I don't remember going to sleep with something next to me. So who the hell is in my bed? Two, I don't remember this thing or any human having scales. And 3, wait, what is happening? And then you open your eyes and it's crocodile staring at you. What would you do?
Oh my god, my skeleton would jump out of my body.
You'd be
I
like,
would
wait.
die, literally. I would have a heart attack.
Die. You would. Even if you were Crocodile Dundee, you would die. You'd be like, what the hell?
I would
I haven't got.
literally throw up and die. Just because of, oh my goodness, and the fire alarm is in the background. I might have to mute sometimes. Oh, I hate this.
Technical difficulty is on his side, guys.
Right. Oh my goodness. So you'll hear me a little bit, but if I mute it, it's because I mute it exactly when the alarm is going, and I don't want that to be
I wouldn't worry about it. This is meant to be raw anyway. It's like, it's not meant to be perfect.
Facts. Okay, cool. So, I would literally have a heart attack. Literally. Because of the mouth of the crocodile, it's just scary to me.
What about the tongue if it's like...
Right, I'm like, I'll be crying.
I would still die, I swear.
I would be crying and dying. Like, I would be like, that's like a nightmare.
I know.
Oh my goodness. There was a time when I was in Florida and I didn't know where I was going to stay, and I literally looked at the ground because I was like, I guess this is where I'm going to be.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, I'm going to wake up in front of a crocodile or alligator.
Oh my god.
I do not want that in the street. That'd be the luck of me. I find a place to sleep and then wake up to an alligator. Like, oh my goodness, I could not.
You should have found high ground, slept in a tree, something.
Facts. That would have been good.
Yeah, like built a tree, sleep. Yeah. I don't know, like Tarzan. Tarzan.
It's like, you said what?
Tarzan it up.
That is a fact. And it's like you're talking to the ghost me too, because the old me would have slept in the street, got ate by the crocodile, then came back as a genie or a ghost, and then you said, well, you should have probably...
Then you'll be like, I'll build one now. He likes a bit late now. A bit like, oh, David.
Man, it's so wild that's even, and then, so those are the only 2 other places I would like to move. You know, Texas would be the only other place, but
yeah,
I don't even know what type of little bugs are there. Like, I remember being there and I seen a spider that it looked very pretty, but it also looked very scary. Like, it was a yellowish black red spider, a rello spider.
What?
But like I said, red and yellow at the same time.
Are they poisonous? So
yeah, super poisonous. It definitely would have. It was so poisonous that it knew it was you know what I'm saying? It knew it was the spider. You know what I'm saying? It knew it was that guy.
It knew it was the bees and knees. It's like, everyone's scared of me. Run away, run. like to be honest, I don't like spiders. I'm not gonna lie.
Same.
Even small ones I can cope with. Giant ones, I'm like, no. And putting that mild can't swim. I'm like, just no. Just no, not today. So if I seen that kind of spider, I'd be like, yeah, you are the boss. You are the boss. Okay, I'm off. Bye. If I see her.
It was type of one, the one you mesmerize, like how in the world if that was out of the web? Like it was so big it just had to sit in the web.
The gangster of all spiders.
That is a fact. It had a toboggan on, a scully on. Yeah, it was a big spider. So I'm like, man, I don't want to wake up in front of exotic spiders. So I'm just going to keep it in West Virginia.
Or
That's
crocodile.
if I get a mention.
The exotic, the exotic spiders or the crocodiles. No.
Mm. Facts. It's like so. What place in England do you think is like the best living wise?
Oh, I don't know. You put me on the spot now. Like living wise, I'm not gonna lie. I've only lived in two places, up north and here. I do prefer it here personally because I don't know. There's more to do. I've made more friends here, and believe it or not, I got on with people here more than I did where I was. Like, don't get me wrong, I got on with people where I was, but it was like there was much going on. Like it was pretty quiet. It's a pretty quiet. Like I'm from a town originally, and it's like it's very quiet. You've got the city over the water from me, where I used to be. Here it's a city. It's like massive. It's like you could go. It would take you hours to get from one side of London to the other side. You could be like like often I get a bus or a train or something for like, and I'm on it for about an hour and a half, and it's like I'm only going to like one other part of London. I'm not even going like across state or anything. It's like just one little part of London. It takes like an hour to get there. It's crazy.
Mm.
Whereas where I used to be, like if you're going to Manchester, it's like 45 minutes on the train. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's like quite far for people like up north. People wouldn't even go to Manchester. Some people do like, no, it's too far. So, like, but coming from where I was and going to a city like this is not for everyone because things are far, things are spread out. But I like it. I like exploring. I like seeing different things, new things. So I can't say living wise, but I do like London. I do like Manchester. Liverpool, yeah, is good. But as I say, I spent a lot of time around there, so it's like, when you spend a lot of time in a place, and like probably some people will be able to get this, where you just live in one place like your whole life and you haven't really been anywhere else. Well, that was me until I moved to London, until I went abroad, till I started doing all the kind of things I've been doing since like 2023, and well, the end of 2023. And it's just, yeah, it's enjoyable. It's not for everyone, but it's enjoyable. It's like going from a town, going from knowing everything that you know and being around everyone you know, and then exploring out there. It's scary, like it is. It's not easy. Um, but as I say, yeah, I like London. Scotland. I know it's not technically UK, but that's another place. Like my ancestors from Scotland. I enjoy like going to Scotland. I've been to Inverness. I've been to Invergordon. By the way, both really nice places to go to. Yeah, and we stayed when I was a kid. We stayed in a lodge in the middle of the woods. And you know what? It was really good and really fun, and it was like so calming and so nice. It was like a little shop, like literally down. I wouldn't say down the road because there was no roads. We were in the middle of the woods, but down the way from where we were, there was like a little lodge, and in the little lodge was like a bar and like a shop and like a pool table. So we went there. Me, my dad, and I went there, explored. It was good. We could do horse riding and everything. Yeah, I liked it. It was very quiet, and I remember being a kid. I remember I was like a teenager. I remember sitting there thinking in the lodge, thinking, God, I'm bored. And I got my pad out and I started drawing. I was so bored at one point, even though it was so pretty and so nice. I was a teenager. Not gonna lie, teenagers get bored. Even like me, and I like writing and stuff like that. I sat and I drew the light switch. I was that bored. I drew the light switch, and I shaded it and everything. Like, I was that bored. My dad, I remember we went shopping. My dad's got my uncle came with us, and he got a receipt, and he said, I had a diary too, and he said, put that in your diary. I was like, why? And he went, stick it in your diary and put underneath it, the last of the big spenders. And I was like, wow. I was like, wow. It's obviously a joke, but I was like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think like some people may be able to relate to like some quirky stuff I've been through. I swear, I've got so many stories, it's crazy. But yeah, as getting back onto the freaking subject of like, where do I like to live? Yeah, you know what? I just went off tangent then, didn't I? In the UK, I've got to say London. I'm sorry, I'm biased, but yeah, I've got to say London. I do enjoy it here. A lot of people have been really nice here, which again I did not expect because I did have a lot of people, well, not a lot. I had a few people saying that there's not many nice people in London, and not everyone's nice, and you know, not exactly the greatest things to say. I found the opposite, to be honest. I've had a lot of nice people in London. I've met a lot of nice friends. I've had nice experiences. I've had bad experiences, yeah, but I've also had nice experiences. So it's kind of, I wouldn't say evened it out, but it's kind of evened it out more. You know, it hasn't all been bad. But speaking of not in the UK, I would like to explore more. I would like to go to Tokyo. I would like to see the culture there. I don't know, it's futuristic stuff. Like I was having this conversation with somebody the other day, and they said, "Oh, it's like, you know, all like futuristic. There's not much culture there anymore." And I was like, "Well, I'd still like to go and see, and that's what I want to see. I want to see the futuristic stuff. Like the UK, we live very much in the past. We're not very advanced, and you know, it is like an old country. It's like a kind of an old world still. We have old buildings. We have Victorian buildings still. We have, which are beautiful. I love Victorian houses. We still have all like the culture and the old stuff and everything. You know, we are slow to catch up, but at the end of the day, I think that is purposeful as well. And it's like I actually really like the fact that there's a lot of Victorian buildings in London as well. Like we have some up north, but there's a lot more in London, and they've been so beautiful, especially as you come in. You know, as if you get a coach and not a train into London itself and come into the coach station as you're coming in, going over the bridge, well past the bridge, you will see a lot of buildings. You will see a lot of like they kind of look newish, but I think they've just been painted to look new. But they're actually old buildings. They're like old Victorian houses and like apartments, and they're so beautiful. Like it gives you such a beautiful like view as you're coming into London, as coming into coach station. It's so pretty. And then you've got the what is it? You've got the I don't remember the name of the bridge, but you've got the bridge right around the corner from the coach station as you come in, and that's a really pretty view as well. It's like all lit up. It kind of reminds like the American Bridge in New York, all lit up and everything. What's that bridge called in New York, David? Do you remember?
You said what's the bridge called in New York?
Yeah, the one that's lit up.
The Little Bridge in New York. I'm not privy.
No, the big bridge going over the water, like it's all lit up. I think it's in New York or something. Or it's the
Man, I forgot. It's not on the top of my head at the moment, but I know what you're talking about. I believe in what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's the bridge I'm talking about. It's like that. It's so pretty. Oh, do you know what? Don't get me started. Right, there's actually I can't remember the area, but there's a bridge. It's like in Paris, right? And there's a bridge like there. And oh, it's where do you know where all the pyramids are? like the lit up and everything. And you go into like this really bit. I don't know if you've ever been to Paris, David, but you go into like this, like you walk through like kind of like archways, like this huge like archway thing. It's beautiful. I've got it posted on my Instagram. And you
Mhm.
walk, and then it's all like open,
Mhm.
and then in parts you've got like kind of like pyramids, and they're all lit up, and things to do
Mhm.
like you know, a building underneath like where they do like the fashion shows and that, and it's all lit up and everything, and you can walk around, and there's loads of like street lights, and there's loads of buildings, and no, I swear to God, I think like the buildings here are pretty. That was beautiful. And then if you carry on going going over the square and keep going, you've got the bridge, and they've got such a beautiful. It's not like an arched bridge; it's like flat, but they got such a beautiful bridge. It's all lit up. I was there at night time. Me and my friend like went for a walk, and it was like dark. And I swear to God, please go. If you're ever there, go when it's dark because it's so beautiful.
Mhm.
And walking past, you know, we walking over the bridge, taking pictures, doing, you know, the thing. And
Mhm.
I just remember standing there thinking, God, this is gorgeous. This is like so beautiful. How lucky I am to be here. And I was just looking around. I was like, this is so pretty. And I was just in awe of the beauty of Paris. I've been to like 4 different places since then. And I'm not going to lie, it's like probably the nicest and the most beautiful place I've ever been to so far. It's my favorite place so far. I absolutely love Paris now. I would like to go again just to see, because I went for work initially, so I was only there for like 3 days.
Mhm.
But I would like, I really would. I took so many pictures, and I went for like walks when I could and everything. But yeah, but I say, like talking about, just see what I mean. I get on a tangent talking about bloody. You asked me. The original question was, where would you live? I would live. I would live everywhere. Like I just want to experience everything. I want to experience the world. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, if you want something, if you want an actual answer from me, I would say, yeah, I would say London. I would say Manchester. I would say Liverpool for the UK. I would say Scotland. I would say try and visit Tokyo if you want to see the futuristic stuff and like AI and things like that. Um, Another place which I wouldn't mind going is Korea. I've seen like quite a few things about that. I wouldn't mind going and, you know, experiencing that and seeing what that's like. Um, Further afield, mm, yeah, like I wanted to visit an island. I've done that twice. I've been to Greece and I've been to Portugal, both islands. I would like to go to Greece again, probably, and visit a different island because, fun fact, which I didn't know, I'm probably just dead so. There's like more than one island in Greece, there's a few. So when we were booking it, we actually went to Corfu. I wouldn't mind going to like different islands and different, you know, places. You know, seeing what's what. But as I say, I've had to do everything on a budget, like literally on a budget. And it's doable. It is doable. So if you're thinking like I can't afford to go here, I can't afford to go there, and neither did I. I was homeless when I went to Greece. Like literally,
Mhm.
I was homeless when I went to Greece. I was like, we booked it a month before, me and my friend, and she lives in Manchester. And we booked it, and she was like, "Let's go." I was like, "Yeah." So she booked the flights, I booked the hotel, and it was all pre-booked and everything. So I ended up going anyway. And I was like, that's why I was literally, I sold my laptop for like 70 quid. So I'd have money to go, like for eating when I went there. And I was living off toast, guys. Like I literally said this earlier. I was living
Mhm.
off toast and a donut from the shop.
Mhm.
Right? Oh yeah, another fun fact. Do you know if you want to save money when you're abroad, I would like go to the little local shops. Don't go to the tourist places. Don't go to the touristy restaurants. You can if you want to, if you've got money or you want to experience like the touristy things. Try though, try stay away from the tourist stuff and try and go further field, or try actually not exactly further field. Try and stay by the hotel. When I was in Portugal, I could have gone to further field to Faro, which was like, what about nearly like half an hour, maybe a bit more in an Uber from our hotel. And we could have gone there, we could have ate, and we could have done all this, which I did do on my last day because the airport was not far from Faro. But for that, I literally walked down the road. It was like so hot though. It was so hot. I don't know if you've been to Portugal, guys, but it's so hot, and I'm white as hell. And I remember going into a food place, and the guy just went, "UK." I was like, yeah, because I'm literally the only pale one there. I was like, yep. So everybody say UK. I was like, yeah, I'm the only pale one. But anyway, before that, I was like, I literally walked down the road, and our hotel was on a hill, so walking back was tiring. But I walked down the road, and I found the most beautiful, when I went for a walk, I found the most beautiful, like, what was it? What's it called? Oh my god, my brain. I'm talking too much. That's what it is. Oh wait, waterfall. It was the most beautiful waterfall. It was so pretty. I remember walking down. I had to go down a ton of steps, like down this like massive cliff thing, and you go down all these steps. Obviously, like the wooden steps are there, and it's all safe and everything. So it wasn't rickety. It was perfectly safe. And I just remember going down, halfway down, I stop and I think, oh yeah, it's beautiful. Take some pictures. And then I look back and I'm like, oh, I've got to walk back up these. And I'm like, oh shit. So, I'm like, it's fine. So I carry on like down the stairs because I'm an explorer. I want to explore more. So I walk down the stairs and I'm like having a wander and everything. And it's like so raw. Like there was nobody there. There was like probably who found it like me. There's probably like a few tourists that found it like me, but not many. Like literally, it was so quiet, so beautiful, so sunny. Um, I went there and I carried on walking, just thinking, oh, I wonder what's down here, as you do. Well, as I do anyway. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna walk down this way and see what's what. Carried on walking, and then I come across this like waterfall, and I'm like, wow. And it's like I'm literally just going for a walk and just chilling and just like, yeah, just seeing what's what. I don't even know where I'm going. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know where I'm going. Just found these stairs, decided to descend down. could be going towards a crocodile bloody thing. I don't know. But I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm like though. I'm like, I like exploring. So I get to it anyway. It was a good thing at the end of it, not a crocodile. And I'm like, and I walk down. I have to like walk down some like stones, so you have to like climb. It's a bit rough terrain. And then all the locals, like not all of them, but a lot of the locals are there, and they're like either sunbathing or they're like swimming in the freaking hell. I forgot the words again. Waterfall. Oh my god, in the waterfall. So, and I'm just sitting there like chilling, hoping to God I don't burn with my white skin. And I'm like thinking, and I forgot to get bloody sunscreen. So I'm like, okay, I'm lying here. It's hot as heck in Portugal. I don't have any sunblock or sunscreen or anything like that. It's fine. I'm like, just like enjoy the view. So I stay there for what, 20 minutes or so, and it's so nice. I didn't get burnt, I got a bit red on one side, must admit. And then I decided to walk back, and yes, it was high. And it was a lot of steps. But you know what, guys? It was worth it. It was so beautiful. It was so pretty. So that just goes to show that you can actually find beauty by your hotel or close to you. Like, hell, even if you're not going abroad, I'm sure there's a place that you, even if you've been like in one place your whole life, I'm sure there's a place you haven't been to in that place you've been to your whole life. Oh yeah, fun fact, what I came across the other day, I think it was on TikTok or Instagram, and it said something like, you have not touched everything in your house. It was something like that. It was like, there's places in your house that you have not yet touched. That was it. And I was like, oh yeah, there probably is. It's like you don't touch everything everywhere in your house or in your place where you live. And I was like, that's actually true. I never even thought about it like that. It was just so random, but I was like, it made me think, and I was like, do you know what? That is so true. But
Hmm.
yeah, but yeah, like, where's the one place that you want to go? Like, where would you like to go?
Um, as far as anywhere overseas or America
Yeah,
or just in
anywhere.
general, I would like to go to Korea, Japan.
Oh, so similar then, yeah. Oh, mind.
That's the most place right now.
Explain why Korea, why Japan.
Japan, Korea, and China. Though because I love that the cultural aspect of it too. I like I always loved karate movies and I always loved the different styles that they dress up as and I will always want to go even though it's scary to me, like walk the Great Wall of China.
Yeah.
I just think things like that were so like interesting, like uh even when I was younger, like it stood out like even the like Eiffel Tower, go to Paris, see that. Like when I keep hearing about things that were vibrant in history books, it's like I want to go see that.
Mm.
I will always Google it, and it just always looks scary to me, like the Great Wall of China. Like I'm about to Google it now just to look at it.
Well, don't Google and look at it. Actually, go one day. Like, say to yourself, I'm gonna go. I
Facts. I mean, for
like
sure.
I can't afford to go to Korea or anywhere like that I want to go, or Tokyo. But I'm like this. I'm like, I'm gonna go one day. I'm gonna
Yeah.
see what's what.
Yeah, I was so I don't know why, but it's just I guess because I haven't been there. It's like yet. It's because like I don't know. I just don't even like even when I went to England, I didn't even understand like the whole process of getting there and all that. Like you know what I'm saying? And it was just everything was so far away from me. Even when I was like here, like you know when I was younger, like the store was far away from me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's um like even just going through the process of like the process I went through was telling people at the airport like they asked us they needed to know where we were going, you know what I'm saying, like who do you know around here and where are you going and then what are you here for and then we're going to let you in Ireland,
Wow.
you know what I mean, and then we took the boat to England. Like we had to do that for Germany as well, but it's like we had to tell them exactly where we were going and why we were doing like the address basically. Like they knew exactly what house we went to.
Oh my God. Really?
Mhm.
Wow. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like thinking, would it be like that for like people going from the UK to America? Like, if you wanted to go to a specific place, would it be like the same kind of thing? Would you get asked that many questions, and like, would you have to show exactly where you're going?
Yeah, that'd be wild
I
though.
know. Like the roles reversed, it might be the same thing because you're from America coming to like England, Ireland, and
Mhm.
we'd be like British, like UK, coming to America.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Cuz yeah, 'cause we had to tell them we were there for like a band doing music
mm.
and who we were with and stuff like and they were like if you answer wrong like you won't be able to go on the trip.
Did you Oh, that reminds me of something. Did you need like proof, like to show them like proof that you were in a band or proof that you had work there or anything like that?
Um, I guess the person we was with was, but we still had to answer the questions right, and they went off of like, okay, they're together asking the
Oh,
same. Uh,
okay.
you know what I mean? They're saying the same, so they must be together.
Yeah. So your stories matched up basically.
Yeah.
Okay. Um. Oh, what was I going to say?
Hmm.
I was going to say something I can't remember. Like, mine's gone friggin' blank. But it was about like, yeah, I can't remember. It probably comes to me. It was about going abroad, and it was something similar anyway. It'll probably come back to me.
Yeah, how they had to, you had to tell people where you're going.
Yeah, yeah. Like tell people where you're going. Like, oh, there was a situation that I remembered, and I can't remember what. Oh, wait. That was it. That was it. I think I remember now. Oh yeah, that was it. I remember just before I was going to Paris, I got a passport. Like, again, trigger warning. I got a passport just after my mum died because I'd never been abroad, and I got a passport with like the money, and I was like, do you know what? I promise, mum, I will go abroad. Like, I promise I will do these things. I promise that I promise I will start living because I didn't really live for a long time. I felt like I was just existing for a while. I don't know if anyone else can relate to that, but for a while, I may have been doing my music, I may have been doing things, but I did feel like I was just existing. Um, but anyway, like I could not find my passport. Like I got it 6 years prior, never used it, and I looked for my passport everywhere. Like hunted for it, like hunted the house for it. I was like top to bottom with the house at least 4 times. It was about 2, 3 days before I had to go to Paris, and I was like, "Oh my god, I cannot find my passport. I'm not going to be able to go." I called the passport office, tell them what's going on. They say the same thing. They say, "Oh, it's pretty close to the time now, so you probably won't be able to get it." And I was like, "Oh my god, I can't go. I won't be able to do Paris Fashion Week. I can't go." So I was very disappointed because I really wanted to go and have this experience, and and I set out the time to like try and go, and and I literally really tried. They said to me, "There's a thing that you get a call on."
Yeah, I know. Did you hear
Yeah, I was
that
like,
on my part? I just took it off there. I don't know who it. I didn't want to answer it. I don't think it was anything.
okay. So they said to me, I can apply. I can't remember what it was, but I can apply and see if I can get a new passport within those 3 days. But they said it's very, very unlikely because you can't get a passport that quick. They said, "What are you going for?" I said, "That was it." I said I was going for Paris Fashion Week. I was working. It was like a work trip. I said, I need to be there. They're expecting me, so uh, they said to me, "Okay, so you can apply for it and then put the details down, but you need evidence and you need to show where you're going, what you're doing, basically what they asked of you, but in detail." So I sent an application, I had to send them like emails, I had to send them the details, I had to send them like the events, what the event was called, I had to send them everything to the manager. Like it was the passport office in Liverpool. I had to send it all to the manager and hope for the best. Send everything. And then don't know how it happened, but the very next day I got a phone call from them saying, "Yeah, everything's fine. The manager said we could do your passport." I was like, "Are you for real?" I was like, "They told me it was impossible," and they were like, "No, we can do one. Don't worry." I was like, "Oh my god, when can I pick it up?" They said, "We can post it or you can pick up." I said, "Well, I literally have to go within like 2 days." I said, "Can I come and pick it up?" And they were like, "Yeah, so they gave me dates. They gave me a day and time, and they said I could actually pick it up that day in the afternoon. And I was like, "Are you, are you for real?" I thought like I was living a dream or something at that point. I was like, "What the heck?" I was like, could not believe I got it because I'm going from being a person who gets like no luck to, oh yeah, we can give you a passport. I'm like, wait, what? Like, whoa, I like the luckiest person alive. So I was like, yes. So sorted it out and everything, and they ended up going there, waiting and picking it up. And yeah, I had to go through the manager and that, but it was done. So guys, it's doable. If you lose your passport and you need it, it is doable. You can actually apply, if it's for work, especially because I was getting told like it was only for like people in military, and the guy who told me, he said you can try. He said, but it's civil like service and military, and I was like, oh well, mine's neither. It's like fashion. I was like, I don't know if they're gonna do that because it's not like it's not like to them they can see it as not like a urgent thing. So I was very lucky though, and I got my passport, and I was able to go, and I've been able to go to other countries as well. So, but yeah, you reminded me of that. You reminded me of like they were asking for everything. They were asking for emails. They were asking for like, yeah. So like they didn't ask me for everything, but they asked me to send everything initially. So I just sent them everything. I sent them like the email. I sent them the messages from me and my friends. Like not all of them, but some of them. So I had to tell them where we were staying, the hotel and everything that we were staying at in Paris. I had to tell them where we were going. I had to tell them like what what the place was called, where we were gonna like do walk on the runway, how long I was going to be there, when I was coming back, send them my flight details, like there and back. So yeah, it was all good.
Mhm.
But
Yeah,
I had to send them everything.
that's
Yeah,
wild.
I think though,
It's like, hmm
I think because I was so transparent, I think that's why I might have gotten it, because I was just so like transparent. I had nothing to hide, so I was like, yeah, sure. So
it's like,
stays with you guys because it's private messages. You know what I mean?
hmm
Go on.
no, I was just gonna say, it's almost like, do they like do all this to figure out the real truth of you or something?
I know, isn't it? Like I was like, is there a conspiracy going on? I was like, I did think that. It did cross my mind. I was like, I feel like I'm getting watched or something. I was like, what the heck?
That's
Crazy.
exactly what's going
I
on.
know. I was like, okay, so has Zolia left the country before? No. Why is she leaving the country now? Let's find out. Oh,
Right.
okay, fine. It's like, what?
That's exactly what's going on. They're like all like combining in the four. This is funny as shit. Like it's just like
I know.
that's funny. Oh, they're an artist. Let's figure out exactly their parameters.
Oh, God. I didn't even think of that. It went through the manager. Well, I was told it went through the manager.
That is so funny.
I'm still like shocked how it went through so quickly. I was like, what? It was literally the next day. I was like, oh my God. I was sitting here thinking, this is
Oh shit, my fault. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry.
no, it's fine. I was sitting here thinking, this is not gonna happen. I'm not gonna be able to go to Paris. I'm like done. It's like 2 days before I've gotta go. That's it. Before I got the call, I was like, it's over. And then yeah, and I got the call and I was like, wait, what? And they were like, yeah, come and get your passport. So I was like, yeah, F
Right.
yeah.
Facts.
Yeah,
You're super happy when you get the good
yeah.
news.
Dancing around the living room and everything. Woohoo!
That's super cool.
I know. was crazy situation. A lot has happened since then. A lot in my life. Mm.
How
Been
many years was that ago?
huh?
How was that recently, or how many years was that?
What, Paris?
When you had to get the passport of everything.
Oh, it was like literally. Oh God, my friend told me about Paris like a week before it was happening. So I had to sort my flights out and everything a week before and book myself in. Oh my God, and everything. She was like, "Yeah, come walk on the runway with me." I went, "Wait, what?" Because she'd done pageants and stuff, but I've never known her to do like fashion stuff. So I was like, what? I was like, just checking in, like, hey, how you been? And she's like, hey, I'm great, I'm fine. Would you like to come to Paris? And I'm like, wait, what? Like, where did this even come from? But yeah, it was like, so it was. I had a week to sort it out. It was, oh God, what month was it? What month? What month? Oh, let me check my passport because I don't want to say a month and be wrong. It was the end of the year. It was 2023, end of the year, when Paris Fashion Week was on. I can't remember if it was August, September, or October. Let me double check. I think it might have been September.
Mhm.
It was Paris Fashion Week anyway.
Mhm. That's fire.
Yeah, I went CDG Airport. It was yeah, 29th of the 9th. So what size? What,
29th of September.
September? Yeah, 29th September 2023. Mm,
That's super cool.
yeah,
2023.
last year.
That is super cool. I do want to see the Eiffel Tower.
Oh, I took videos of the Eiffel Tower. Have you seen my Insta? I've got video of it and I've got.
I'm gonna go straight to it. I don't know why they're calling it. Hold on a sec. I'll call them back. That's the person who gave me the heater, by the way.
How long have we been on this live now? We might have to like cut it because I think it's like an hour.
I think whenever I don't know if you because you don't go live, it stays on for an hour, and then whenever it goes like off, it'll like count down. But
Oh
I'm not sure how long when we started for real.
no, we've been talking for a while. I feel like it might be up to an hour soon.
Right, because my thing, you do have a lot of followers, so that's why it may allow you to go past the hour.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
What time is it there again?
UK 12:47.
Okay, okay. But yeah, it was a good amount of time, I believe. So, um, it's a good time
What
to,
time?
you know,
What time is it over there in the USA?
it's 7:47 p.m.
Ah.
I've been up since I always get up at like 4:30 a.m.
Why so early?
Work,
I'm
work,
early for.
right.
I'm a night owl. I'm not gonna lie.
Same here too. I was like, it'd be hard to go to sleep, but I wake up at 4 or 5. I made myself used to that because I was writing certain, like when I was like, certain like styles of like rapping. Like I was writing down a lot of notes and notes, and I kept myself up to finish it because I wanted
Mm.
to finish like the certain studies I was doing. So like I would wake up in the morning. All right, it's this time I'm gonna finish this, and then if I wake up at this time, I can get it done. That way, it's like okay, I go to sleep and wake up in the morning and keep finishing it and get it done that way. I
Yeah.
had to figure out what times I went to sleep and what times I had the most energy.
I just thought this says reality talks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Working on two levels because your name, like Real Ryzzle Reality, and it was reality. And I just had a thought though. I was like, do you know what? I've been doing most of the talking. And I was thinking to myself, you probably be doing most of the talking because you usually do most of the talking when we have these phone calls. And
Hmm.
I'm just yapping away. I like talking like to whoever.
You finally freeing the the mind and everything. I was thinking that too. I was like, she sound like me.
Yeah, it should be like Zolia talks.
Like I like it because it's like you sound like me when I was talking. I was like, finally I can sit and listen because I love to talk. You know how I talk. You know what I mean? So
I know, like when it's a private conversation, you do all the talking, and I'm sitting here like, uh huh,
right,
and then
right.
when we're doing this, I'm doing all the talking, and you're like,
Facts. Well, like this is good for for when you was talking because I could have talked, but like you was talking a lot about and describing a lot of the things. Like it wasn't like you was rambling.
yeah,
You was actually describing everything to the T. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
that's too much. Going into too much detail. I was like, maybe I'm rambling a bit. I don't know.
Right. Right. Well, honestly, it was so cool because it was like you were still talking on the subject of the different places and what you got to do when you get there. You know what I'm saying? Not a lot of people would know. Like when I went to England, I forgot to I didn't even think. You know what I mean? Because honestly, I wasn't used to the like when you charge your cell phone in the wall, it's a whole different thing. You have to buy a whole different block to charge your phone into that to charge it to the wall.
Yeah, a different like plug. That's what I had to do when I went to Europe. I had to get a European plug. And I nearly forgot it as well. I was like, wait, I can't plug this in. I like I must admit I had such a blonde moments when I was going to Paris. Like a normal plug. And then when I was in Paris, I seen the outlet and I was like, wait, this does not work here.
Right.
Working. So I was like, I need to get like a European plug.
And then I'm
Such a
like,
little thing.
it's like you said what?
No, I was saying it's such a little thing, and I just
Facts,
forgot.
facts on that
Mm.
one. And the thing it's like that, and then I forgot. Okay, well my cell phone is like out of
Yeah,
service. So I was so what I should have did, which I did a little bit, but I wasn't thinking, is take as many pictures, film as much as I could on my phone. I could have created a whole entire movie of me being in England on my phone, and it didn't even know it. You know what I mean? And now it's like, man, why didn't I think that? But I was so mesmerized. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? And it was a lot of things I had to learn and do, and I loved it. It was like something happening in England every 20 minutes.
yeah.
Every 20 minutes, something exciting happened. So it was like, man, like, I'm glad I have some pictures and the memories, but I know the next time it's definitely film time. Film every single little thing.
You know what you said? Like every 10 minutes in the UK is exciting. We
Hmm.
don't, you know, we think
Yeah, I don't think that.
like we think when people come over to the UK, especially Americans, and they're like, "Yeah, we want to visit the UK. We want to visit Liverpool. We want to visit here. We want to visit there." We're all like, why you want to come here? You do realize it rains all the time.
That
Why do you want to come here for a holiday? I
is
know,
funny.
like, what? They're all,
It was. I was talking to another rapper because he's from England, and I was like talking to him about the same thing. Like we were talking about how they want to be in America, we want to be in England the same way.
yeah,
It's funny.
yeah. Like, I've wanted to visit America for so long. Like, there
Mhm.
was a time where I wanted to live in America. I think you remember, I think I told you years back. I was like, oh, I want to live in America. That's where I want to end up. Um, and I ended up in London so far. So very different to what I set out to do. Like my life is very different to what I set out to do originally. I
Mhm.
yeah, you have like you envision what you want your life to be. And it never turns out the way you're going to expect. Like maybe it does, like maybe you end up like somewhere where you want to end up. Like I always did say I would love to live in London for a while. And yeah, I lived in I now live in London. I still don't think to myself, oh yeah, like I live in London. I'm still in like the mode of yeah, let's be in London, let's get things done, let's do this, let's do that, and I'm walking around and I'm doing my thing and I'm getting my food shopping in and I'm doing like all this kind of thing, and then but I'm not actually thinking, oh wait, this is my home now, this is where I live now. No, I've
Mm.
not one. I've been here 10 months. I've not once thought that. I've not once thought, okay, this is my home. I think I'm still kind of maybe in survival mode, like because
Mhm.
me a conversation. But I'm like, hmm, yeah, I've never had that thing where I'm like, yeah, this is my home. Yeah, this is. And I'm not sure if I'll do that. But anyway, I digress. I was like talking about being, yeah. So yeah, I thought I want to live in London one day. I now live here. But it's not where I was thinking I'm going to end up in London. I was like, oh, I'd love to live in America. I would love to go to Florida. I would love to go to Disneyland. I would love to do this. This was like years ago. And it was just America was just heavy, 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 heavy on my mind. And I was like, yeah, that's what I want to do. That's where I probably want to end up because America looks beautiful. I just want to experience it. And I think like maybe that's the way to go, for my music as well. So I was like, yeah. But now, like things have happened. I've moved to London, but in a different way. Like I was like, okay, I'm probably gonna try and move to London in 3 years. And it didn't happen. It happened now. It didn't happen in 3 years. It happened now, like last year. It happened.
Mm.
And I was like, and I lost everything, but it happens. And I was like, okay, so that happens, but it happens in a different way. And
Mhm.
like things can happen, but in not the way you expect. And
Mhm.
yeah, if you get what I mean, things happen, but not in the way you envision it, not in the way you think, not in the way you think it's gonna be. And then it happens, and then you're like, oh wait, I'm living here now. I'm living in the place that I wanted to live. And maybe I will get to America one day and experience that. But my views have changed as well. It's like now like I said to you earlier, now I want to see what Tokyo is like. Now I wouldn't mind seeing Japan as well, like you said. Now I want to
Mhm.
see what Korea's like. Now I want to see what like other places are like. I want to experience it. I want to experience different cultures. I've experienced like a few different cultures already. I want to experience more cultures. I'm actually trying to learn 5 languages. French is
Mm.
I want to learn as many languages. I would be happy if I could learn. I probably won't, but I would be very happy if I could learn every single language on the planet. So then I could speak to everyone on the planet and understand everyone on the planet. I don't know if that's just a me thing, but I would love to do that. I'd be able to anyone, wherever they are in the world, and be able to understand them and them to understand me and just talk about our lives and talk about what we, have happened, what we experienced. You know, I, things beyond my life, things beyond my existence, things beyond my vicinity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And that's
it.
you said what?
That's it, really.
Mhm. And that's that is amazing that you're at that moment, and then it's like we do find out that things happen differently, and it's good now, and it's just like
Yeah.
crossing the fingers, hoping for the best and the better for real. And it's like that's a good thing that you're like in a better position where
Mm.
in London, you know what I'm saying? Like you're able to be better, and it's wild because it's like the evolution, like you know what I'm saying. You're
Yeah.
evolving. You was able to evolve,
Yeah,
and it was rocky though. Like
it was.
you know that's what I know. Like at the end of 2024, that's what I've been feeling, evolving. Um, into a different, and that's why I feel like it's going to be better because I've evolved into really understanding that, and don't and not put it on, myself and even ourselves. It's like don't we, because we put ourselves down, or well, I know I do, you know what I'm saying, but I'm like, if you do, and people that do that, it's like now we understand that, nah, like people make mistakes, but we've evolved, and we just got to really stay more focused than, just it's hard right now, but it's like survival mode, like airplane mode, you know what I mean? But I believe that because the information has been, discovered to the point where it's like, okay, long as we move in a path, everything will be good if we set it up right, and just move rightly. I mean, it's scary, but it's just experience that, experiences that I had to figure out. And when I say me, I don't just mean me. I mean whoever relates to you. Like it's like we had to figure out the experiences in a really scary way, and so I'm just hoping. Like I feel a little like scared because it's like, it's me. I feel good and confident, but it's like when you have to go into the real, you know, life of you being by yourself in it. You know what I'm saying? Like we still have each other and everything, but you know what I mean by being alone in it, and it's like in the silenceness, if that's the word, of being, alone. But as long as you focus and get everything else right, but it is hard when you don't understand what's going on around you and you don't have it fully set. Like, you know what I mean? So that's why it's scary. So that's why I'm hoping for the best, though, that everything is right, and the only thing I can do is just stay in position for things to be right. You know what I'm saying?
It's like plans, like since everything happened for me, and like let's call it a journey. Since my journey, I've
Hmm.
I've noticed like things happen like at the drop of a hat. Like anything could happen. I never used to believe in that, but
Hmm.
things can happen like without you. I think I know what you mean. Yeah, I think you know what I mean. Like you never expect certain things to happen, or you think to yourself, "This is what I want to do," and then you think it may never happen, or that probably won't happen, or I want to do that. I'm gonna make it happen if you're that type of person. But and I love that type of person. I wish I was a bit more like that. Like, I have moments where I'm like, yeah, I want to do this. I'm going to make it happen. But I do have a lot of times where I'm like, I really want to do this. It may never happen. And I was like that for a while because I went through like some tough times. But I never thought I'd be in London. I never thought I would visit the countries I have. I never thought I'd walk Paris runway at Fashion Week ever because I haven't done modeling in years. I'm a singer, so it's like, and I do some modeling for work. But yeah, I never thought that would happen. So what I'm trying to say is, you never know what could happen. Like, you could be like normal one day, chilling one day, and be like, okay, maybe it like me, maybe I'll do this in like so many years when I have the money together, or I can do this and that, and then it just happens. So
Hmm.
you just gotta believe in it, I reckon.
Right. It's wild too, because it's like you said, believe it, and it's like I believe it's like when it does happen, everything is going to be so more solidified than I thought. Like because I feel like yeah, it's gonna happen, but I didn't even realize that everything else that's like making the ship happen. You know what I mean? Like the engine and like the other parts of the ship that's making it float. Like I'm just worried about seeing the everything. Yeah, we're going. But he's, I got to be in the bottom of the ship too, you know, looking at the engine, making sure that's right. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I remember being on a military ship and seeing that, and you know, seeing the different jobs on there and stuff like that, and how the people, you know, operate the ship.
You mean
And you said what?
you mean the Navy?
Yeah, I would say I think it was I can't remember which one, but I would say Navy or Army. I would say Navy. I would say Navy because I was trying to get there, and that's the field that I was going to go in.
Yeah.
So I would believe that, but I know my people were in the Army, so we were in the Army base, but yeah, I would say that and it was it was interesting seeing that, but it's like you said, we don't know how it's going to happen, and
No.
now it's like, you know, we know what we can do, and I just hopefully, you know, everybody, you know, gets to there. I'm not going to say hopefully. I'm going to say I just believe staying in the position and like from learning new things and just building what you do. Basically, what I'm saying is like how the content of just even me creating battle rap, right? Like I know something can happen because of me. Like I can create something to where it's like, I don't know if people know about Mortal Kombat, but I can create Sub-Zero versus Scorpion in my own version, and it could be so fire when I put it out there that I can go far just putting it out there instead of just waiting on the other platforms and trying to impress other people. And I can do that. It takes focus though. And
Mm.
I just got to remember that, do the focus and go through that and do it. Just like I did all my albums that I did. That's why they're not all the way finished like that. And Kanye says that like none of my albums are finished, but just doing the album and putting it out there and actually, you know, it took some time for it to be finished, and then it was finished. But as long as I stayed on it, it was finished. And now it's evolving into the time where it's like, okay, now it's the time to do it. One of the things that I had to evolve in was, you know, I had to, you know, understand that, okay, everybody's where they're at. I need to focus and sit here and like do the writing because I would be used to calling. I'm not talking about calling you, but I'm talking about I would be calling the people I rap with, right?
Yeah.
And I would call the people I rap with and be like, you know, about to do this, about to do this, about to do this. You know, I need to get into that, go straight into the booth and write it, da 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 da, and finish it, and then be like, yo, just check out the finished work, and people be like, oh snap, you know what I'm saying? Because they're excited, but it's like I'm saying it because it's the idea, but the idea still takes work. So I got to get into that you know, that mode or the dojo, you know, of that work, and stay in there and be focused, and then, you know, grow it like a flower. It's like planting the flower, planting the seed, and watering it and watching it and being okay with meditating and watching that grow into a tree. You still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. Sorry.
Oh,
Um.
you good.
Yeah. No, I just had to check something. My neighbour banging. But no, like things you gotta, things you like go through, like when you're, yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I do get what you mean. It's like building a solid foundation, um,
Mm-hmm.
having that like solid foundation and building off that. But also, I feel like even having a solid foundation, like you don't always have to have that solid foundation. Things can just happen. Like I didn't have, saying it again, I didn't have a solid foundation. Like I thought it did. Then it crumbled. Then it like I lost everything. Um, Not because of my own fault, just because of the way things happened, and then it was like a domino effect. And I had a choice to make. So I was like, I could do this choice, or I can like stick around, and I decided, to do the choice. I decided to come here. I decided I have the chance now. It wasn't my ideal time. It wasn't my ideal choice, but you know, I did it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think as long as you work towards what you want to work towards and don't give up and carry on and have faith in yourself and have faith in like things and know, like you've got to really know yourself as well. You've got to really
Mm-hmm.
be comfortable within yourself, and if you're not there, you will get there. Like I wasn't 100% comfortable with myself my whole life, and then I've become, since everything's happened and like I've basically been ripped apart, I've been very raw. I've become very like, I've started to become comfortable with myself. Like there was a time I wouldn't even do anything like this. Like I'm not a person who does lives a lot. Yeah, I'm a singer. I've done like loads of different things. I've put myself out there on the social media and everything. I used to do it all the time, like years ago. And then I took some time off because, again, trigger warning, my mum got ill. So I took time off and then I came back to it. And I'm trying to get somewhere again with it. But it's like, and I'm trying to put myself out there again. But I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't even think of having conversations like this. I wouldn't even think of having like a podcast type situation like this on my live.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't want to put myself out there. It's not because I didn't want to be raw. It's not because I didn't want people not to know me. It was pure, like, because I've always been an open book. It was purely because I didn't think people would care. I'll be honest. I didn't think people would care. I didn't think people would be bothered about what I had to say. I thought that, you know, they just bypass and be like, nah. But at the end of the day, like, that's not for me to say. Like, I don't know every person on the planet. I don't know. But that's what I had. That's what I thought. I thought I was that unimportant. I thought, like, you know, it's not going to happen. And I did have, for a while, a negative way of thinking. Now, I've started to, like, get a positive way of thinking now. I see things very differently. I see things in a more positive light. Basically, if you can have your foundation, you can have all that, and you can have your solid stuff, and you can have like friends, family around you. And I hope to God you do, because you know, I never had my family around me. It's like a beautiful thing to have. It's one thing I've always wanted to have around me, a family, like my family. Unfortunately, it didn't work out that way. But
Yeah. Same.
yeah, it's a beautiful thing to have. And for those that have it, God, you're lucky. You are so lucky. Grab them now and hug them and kiss them, because the one person, again, trigger warning, the one person I had who was my rock was my mum, and she died. I lost the one person who was my rock. Like, and that was probably about 7 years ago now. And
Mm-hmm.
what I'm going to say is, yeah, you can have all that, but at the end of the day, you don't need that. You just need you. You just need faith. You just need to believe that you can do it. You just need to believe that it may not happen right now, it may not happen straight away, but it will happen one day. What you want will happen. You just have
Right.
to believe in it. And
It's
you
like,
just,
mm-hmm.
I used to have such a like logical way of thinking, such a like way of like very logical, such a way of like, okay, I'm gonna do this. This is planning. I was like planning everything, and my plans have gone out the window, like, and I'm just going with the flow right now. I'm just like rolling with it. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
such a planner, and you can't. The thing is, you can't plan life, because life will just happen to you. Life,
Mm-hmm.
and that I think I've heard a quote like that. Life isn't something that just happens, just starts, whatever. And you think, oh, I'm going to start this. There's no perfect time for anything. And I mean anything, like in your life, whether that's family, whether that's friends, whether that's kids, whether that's marriage, whether that's anything, there's never a perfect time. It is just what it is, whether it's moving. If it's meant
Facts. Facts.
and it happens, it will happen regardless of the timing. And it may not be your specific timing, but it's the right time.
Facts.
Yeah, you may not think it then, but you eventually you'll be like, wait, okay, that was the right time though, because this happened, that happened, that happened. So it did turn out to be the right time. And then it'll all like, solidify and like sink in. But as I say, like I reiterate, you can't plan life. Life happens to you. Life can happen for you.
Facts.
Yeah.
Like I was gonna say like evolving to the point of that too. Like I'm so happy that I've evolved to that. You know what I'm saying? Like evolved to the point where it's like I don't know what's gonna happen, just like you said in life or
Yeah.
nothing. I know for a fact that I could sit here like and write like this one album that I really want to write. I know I'm gonna have to sit here and focus and do that, and I know I can do that and finish that, right? I don't know what's gonna happen with it, and I'm okay. I'm so happy that I evolved to like I'm just happy that it was done and I'm able to even listen to it, and I'm okay with that. Now whatever else happened, it's like I'm gonna go. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, the right time and everything. Like you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like everything else is gonna fall into place. Like long as I finish it and you know the determination of it and write it and get it done. Like see, I know I can sit here, focus, write everything and be like, record it, boom, this is what it is, boom, put it out there, and then don't worry about the rest. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
no more worried about what's going to happen when it is done. And that's usually, I didn't even realize that whenever it was done, that's when people, like, oh, it's done. Like I remember when I finished my first CD, kind of like not my first CD, but the first kind of real album, the one you were on, right?
Yeah.
And I finished the album I was like, all right, I'm about to put it on the CD. And I remember my friend was so mad at me because I was starting to have more music on his computer than him, right? And then he turned it into, you know what, just go in there because he just played games and was, you know, taking care of the house or whatever. He was like, we all know that that's your room. Like, we all know that that's what you do. And you're always in there. You ain't talking to nobody. Like, we know we can go in there and talk to you, but I'm saying the first thing you do is studio. And he was just like, it was a little, rough little time. But then it was like, when I said I was finished with the songs, I'm like, I'm about to put it on the CD. He was like, can I get one? And it was his computer. But it was so funny that he asked, can he get one? I'm like, you've been here the whole time I've been recording and stuff. And you're asking for a CD of it,
Product.
of what it was like.
He wants to frame it. That's what it is.
You know what I'm saying? And it was just like cool. It was like, yeah, that's what's up. That's cool that,
I bet you that made you feel so good about what you did.
yeah, like I forgot about that part of it, of people, because I thought I was the only one that, you know what I mean? Like you said, nobody cared. Like you thought he was the only one that cared. Like I thought I was the only one that was noticing
Yeah,
it. And then
like,
when they said that, I was like, that's what's up.
I don't know what you were like specifically. We've had talks, like private talks, but I remember back when I was like in tunnel vision, just going with my music, and I didn't think about the end product. I was just going and going. I was just like, I just need to keep going. I just need to keep doing what I'm doing, trying to bring stuff out, performing, doing these things. And it wasn't until, like you said, you had that thing with your friends. It wasn't until I was asked to do an interview, and it's on my YouTube channel, and it's by what's it called? Dream something. Not my song Dreams, but it's like Dream something. Vision for Dreams. I did it a while back, and the guy said to me, Fufa, he said, like, I didn't even realize he was like asking me a lot of questions. I was answering the questions like as you do in an interview. And at the end of it, he said, like, you have gotten, like, it was so random. Like, he didn't say this to me prior to the interview. Nothing was said. So when he caught me completely by surprise, and I was like, wait, what? I was like, wow, I didn't even think of that. But he said, you are the only artist, like female artist, who've gotten as far as you have without a manager or a label. He was like,
Mm-hmm.
on your own. He said, I've never known anyone to get as far as you without a manager or a label. And I was, wait, what? And I didn't even think about it. I just had tunnel vision the entire time. I was just like, I've known my goal. I know where I want to be. And I love
Mm-hmm.
and I was so fed up of struggling. I was so fed up of like my life, and I was like, I want to change my life. I want to do what I love, and this is what I love. I love music. It's like in my soul. It's in my heart. Like, I just freaking love it. It's all I want to do. So I've
Mm-hmm.
put myself out there, speaking to all like. I've always hated saying fans. Like, so we used to call them fam, my family. So I had like I used to message everyone. Like, they'd message me, I would message everyone back. It would take me hours and hours. I don't think they really know, but it'd take me hours and hours throughout the day. And my eyes would literally be so tired because I'd be like looking at my phone for so long, just chatting to all my fans' family. And it was nice conversations though, having those conversations. I had to stop doing it though because it started getting like really kind of like scary and kind of like private, and I was like, okay, I can't do this anymore. It's getting a bit much. Like, I had one guy saying because he was sending me weird messages, so I didn't answer, and then the last message he sent me, this is why I was like, do you know what, I'm not doing it. He basically said to me, oh yeah, David's gone. I'll say it to you guys, but I'll add him again in a second. He basically said to me, I've seen you on the train and you're not all that, because I wouldn't answer him. I'm not naming any names, but that's what he said to me. And he said, I think it's because I didn't answer his inboxes. But they were really weird and I didn't feel safe. That's why I didn't do it. But yeah, it was like, oh, and then that was what made me think, I can't answer people anymore. I can't answer these inboxes anymore. And I will answer some now, but I think that's one of the reasons like I stopped doing it. I would spend hours upon hours answering everyone. But then when that happened, I was like, I don't feel safe anymore. But anyway, yeah, in that interview, it was like, he said, like, he said, you've gotten really far. And I was like thinking, wow, I never thought that. I never thought that of myself. I never like thought, okay, that was not my goal. My goal was just to try and get as far as I can with my music and just keep trying and keep trying. And as I say, it's all I ever wanted to do. So to hear that, it was beautiful. To me, it was like a pivotal moments in my life where I was like, wow, I have made a difference. People do like me. People do like my music. People are seeing this. People are noticing the amount of work I've put in. And I didn't think anyone noticed. Like, I had tunnel vision. I was doing all this stuff, and it was like stuff I wanted to do, but at the end of the day, it is like I didn't think anyone noticed. Even though, yes, I got messages, I got this, I got that, and I got recognition, I didn't think anyone really noticed. I didn't realize how far I actually had gone. I just didn't realize how far I actually gone. So that was a pivotal moment for me, and I'm hoping to reach that and beyond in the future. And I'm gonna add David's back now. But yeah, that was crazy. Like, that was a pivotal moment where I was like, yeah, like I've actually made a difference.
Was
Oh, it's fine.
echoing and um
I just carried on, you know, for the viewers.
Facts, facts. That's why I love it like that it's like this because even if it's like you can still go on and like when we post it, it's still the conversation. That I love that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is gonna get posted on YouTube as well, guys.
Mm-hmm. Facts, facts, facts.
For those that
Oh,
you can find it on YouTube.
facts, facts, facts.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
It's
mhm.
like pop it on my channel. It's going to be on your channel as well. Do you want to drop your channel name?
I gotta. I'm gonna drop it because we'll talk about
Yeah.
all that. I'm gonna call you afterwards to figure
Yeah.
out the things and stuff on that because well we got that. No worries, no
Mhm.
worries, no worries.
Okay, well, my channel name, we're gonna have to go soon, guys, but my channel name is Zolia Albrego Official. Yeah, so you can literally YouTube Zolia, not YouTube, sorry. Well, you can YouTube, but you could Google Zolia Albrego, and I come up straight away. So all my stuff is on there. I'm bringing hopefully new stuff out soon. Plan on doing some recordings and everything. I've just had to get on my feet and again, trigger warning, I lost my mum and stuff like. So yeah, I haven't gone anywhere. I am coming back. I will be back. So
Facts. Rest in peace. Rest in peace to Eminem's
yeah.
mom and Jody's dad passed. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Very very much so and big love and
Yeah.
for all of this to cover us. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
we're definitely gonna do it. We're gonna make it. We've made it. You know what I mean? We're surviving and we
Yeah.
just taking it on,
I agree.
stirring the shit.
I think we've both done really well. Like for some,
Mhm.
I think we've both done really well. We should we should commend ourselves that we've done well at like surviving and doing what we've done. Um,
Mhm.
and you know, you've just got like I wasn't the bravest person when it comes to things like this, but I had to become brave. It's like I've done a lot of healing, a lot of like bravery stuff. It's like I've gained confidence as well. Like I never really had a lot of confidence. Like not many people know this, but I used to get so scared getting up on stage. I used to get terrified, like stage fright almost. And I was still able to perform. I used it to my advantage, but now I found I don't really get that anymore. But it's not in a bad way though. It's like because I used to use that like nervousness and everything to make my performance better and to give me that drive. But even now when I don't have it, it's like I don't need that like it's like a different way. It's like I'm more comfortable being up there now. I feel more confident being up there now. I'm not scared, but it's still good. I may not
Mhm.
be able to drive me, but I have something else that drives me. I have my confidence that drives me. I feel so much more calmer. I feel so much more safer up there. I feel so much more comfortable. A different way.
Facts. That's a good thing. That's what's
So
up.
don't think like
Hearing that.
yeah, like viewers, listeners, don't think if because you're scared of something, because you're scared of what you want in life. Like I've had so many big things I want in life. I had so many people saying to me, "It's never going to happen," and then I had people saying, "Oh, you're going to do it. You're going to do it," and you're going to get both. At the end of the day, you're going to get both, especially if you're in the entertainment industry or anything similar. You are going to get it. You're going to get people saying, "Get a real job." I'm sorry, but it is a real job. Like, if we didn't have singers, if we didn't have actors, what would we watch? What would we listen to?
Mhm.
Real job. It's not make believe. You're not making the songs up in your head. You're not making the movies up in your head. So it is
Right.
a job, but it's not the easiest one to acquire. It's not the easiest one to do. but it's worth it if it's what you want to do. And if you're not the best, or you're not like as good as you think you are, or like you could be better, like everyone can improve. Like I'm still improving, everyone improves, and you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
keep in your life and getting better and better and better. But at the end of the day, like I started singing from when I was, like, example, I started singing from when I was 5, and I never had the money to have a singer, like a singing instructor or anything like that, or singing lessons or anything. My dad never supported me in my singing. My family, apart from my mother, never supported me in my singing. They thought I was wasting my time. But I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to do that from the age 5. Like from the age 5, it's all I wanted to do. So I would be in my bedroom, I would practice, I would practice, I would practice. And I said this in an interview a while back. I sat there and I would put on, like, I had a hi-fi. I would put on, like, on tapes. I would put on, like, the radio. I would record every song on the radio I liked, because my dad would never buy me CDs or anything like that. And so I recorded every single song that I liked. I would rewind it after I did that. I'd get like 10 songs on there. I rewind it. I'd write down the lyrics. I would spend hours rewinding, writing down the lyrics. Because when singers sang then, like even now, when singers sing, you don't always know what they're saying. You don't always, because they're saying a certain way, or they have an accent or something like that. Or it's like music over the voice at that point. So I would have to like go back and listen to a certain word to make sure I got the right word. And I would do that for hours for every single song, have all the lyrics, and then I would spend about 4 or 5 hours in my bedroom practicing singing, practicing the song, practicing, practicing, practicing. And the songs that I did, because I wanted a big voice. I'm not gonna lie, I wanted a big voice. I'd listen to Celine Dion, I would listen to Mariah Carey, I would listen to all the Christina Aguilera, I'd listen to all the big singers and be like, and they would give me goosebumps. Whitney Houston was one. She would give me goosebumps, and I would sit there and think, oh my god, I want to sing like that. I want to give people goosebumps. I want to give people that feeling the way I feel right now. I am
Mm-hmm.
such hungry. And I was like, yeah, so I recorded and I practiced it. And I would sing and sing and sing. And even though my dad's like, even though my dad like never like supported me, he never come in and told me to like be quiet. But I wouldn't be singing dead late tonight, it was sure in the day anyway. He probably just thought I was singing to myself, you know, because I wanted to be a singer. But yeah, so I practice and practice and practice all these big songs from a very young age. And yes, I was not the best at first. I was not the best. I was a kid. I was never one of these like prodigies who had the perfect voice and the perfect thing and the perfect this. No, I did a heck. Like I have people saying to me now, going, "Oh my god, your voice is amazing." Like I sound better live. I'm not gonna lie. I think I sound a lot better live. Like come and see me and you'll see. But yeah, I sound so much better live. And I remember like thinking to myself, like, there was times I was like, oh, I'm not that good. Oh, I need to be better. I was always my own worst critic. I was like, I need to be better, I need to be better, I need to be better. I would sing like a line and be like, again, 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 again. And I would just do it over and over again. It didn't matter if it was a big bit, a small bit. And it was mainly the big bits. I'm not gonna lie. It was mainly the belters. I used to sing power ballads. It was mainly those, and I would do it over and over and over and over until I got it right. And even then, I felt like I didn't really have my own voice then. I still had this like sweet, like pretty kind of like eventually, you know, one of those like pretty normal voices. And it was like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't sound professional. I sounded good, and people would say I sounded amazing, and I gave them goosebumps, which is, yeah, I wanted to do that. But to me, I was like, yeah, but I don't sound professional. I don't have that professionalism in my voice yet. And this was like years ago. and then I would carry on and carry on. But anyway, over the years, I've kept on building that and building it and building it. And now I do sound professional. I have so many people saying to me now, especially being in London, they're like, you sound so professional. You are a professional singer. And I'm like, oh, thank you. I'm trying to be. That's what I'm trying to do. Like, I'm getting back out there. That is what I want to do eventually. I want to be professional. You know, I want to, like, get somewhere big with it. And the point of it is, yeah, I know I went on a bit of a tangent again, but I had a point, and I think this might be helping some people. Like, I'm hoping it helps some people. At the end of the day, even if you think you're not the best singer, you're not the best actor, you're not the best this, you're not the best that, whatever you want to do, you can become that. You can, you know, there's always going to be someone better than you. Like, there's always going to be someone better than me, but I'm original. I know I'm original now. I know there's nobody that sings like me now. I know there's nowhere, anywhere that sings like me. I know my voice. I've done my voice now where it's very unique. Like, I have people coming up to me and saying, yeah, that's Zolia. That's your voice. And that is what I wanted to get to. And for those who want to do other things or want to do singing or want to do anything like that, you can do that too. You don't have to be a perfect singer. You don't have to be an amazing singer. You could be somebody who can't sing, and you could learn. Your voice is an instrument. You can learn how to sing. I taught myself. Like, I was like, my sister used to tell me I was a terrible singer. She used to say, oh, you can't sing. You're never going to get anywhere. You're terrible. And I have people saying I'm good now. I have people saying I'm amazing. So it's like, you can do that. And that's because I worked for it. No matter your environment, no matter, I know there's tough environments. I'm not getting into it because it's going to be trigger warnings. Trigger warning. I'm not getting into it, but trigger warning. I went through a lot as a kid. I'm not going to lie. I had the roughest, probably one of the roughest childhoods. And I've never discussed it, but maybe I will one day. But I had wondered, because I don't want to use a story to get somewhere. I never wanted to use a story to get somewhere. I've had people saying, oh, you could use that to get somewhere in your music. I don't want to use a story. I want to use my talent. And yes, fine, if people use a story to get somewhere, that's up to them. That's fine. But for me, I want people to see my talent. I want people to see that. And again, I will reiterate, you can do anything you put your mind to. To say right now that anyone that's listening, whether that's one person, 2 people, 10 people, maybe more people, or not more people, I just hope to God at least one person sees this, and they tell more people, and then more people, and then more people, and then they don't have to listen to this, but they could just tell them what they've heard, and then those people will be like, the ones that can resonate with it. I would love those people to be like, oh my God, I can do this. Oh my God, I thought it was possible, but I can. I hope people get the confidence to do what they've always wanted, because there should be more of that in the world. There should be more people happy. There should be more joy. There's many people in the world living without living. I did it for a very long time. You need to start living for yourself. And from a person who, like, I never discussed it, but this is coming from a person who was always there for everyone, who did everything for everybody, and who tried to always be there for everyone. And I never discussed it, I never put it out there, and I've done a lot of things for homeless people that I'm not going to get into, because I don't want to, like, put it out there. I don't want to, it's not that I'm ashamed, it's just, I'm not ashamed at all. I just don't want to put it out there because I don't want Peter. I don't want to, like, do it to gain, like, recognition. I do it because I want to do it. I do it because people need it. I do it because like I can't, even if it's like I've spent my last pound to get some for somebody who's been homeless. And it's just what you do. It's like, for me, it's what I do. Not everyone can do that. Yes. Not everyone can do that, but it was who I was. But I've learned, even though I do that, and even though I still do that, I've also learned that I need to start putting myself first now. I'm not in a selfish way.
Yeah.
Yeah, not in a selfish way. In a way of loving myself. And not in a, oh yeah, I love myself now, that kind of egotistical way. No. In a way of, I'm going to start loving myself. I'm going to start like taking care of myself. I'm going to start giving myself grace. I'm going to start
holding yourself together.
Yeah. Because I was always trying to be there for everyone. And the things I've been through has made me realize that I have to get myself sorted first. I have to be happy within myself first. And that's not just material stuff. That's just like within myself.
Your time and everything.
Yeah, as a person. Like, comfortable with myself. I have to get like happy within myself. And that's what you need to do. You need to get to that point where you're happy within yourself. And it's hard. It is hard. Again, trigger warning. I was a person who suffered with anxiety for and again, something I've never discussed, and I might do one day. I suffered with anxiety for a very, very, very long time, from the age of 17. And there were times I was so terrified of myself. I was so scared. And I didn't know what was happening. I didn't know why I was getting it. I just got it. And sometimes it felt like it wasn't like an attack where I was like, oh my God, I can't breathe, I'm going to die. It wasn't that kind of thing. It was kind of like, oh my God, my mind is this. My mind's running a mile a minute. My mind's doing this. I'm going to lose my mind. It was.
Yeah.
And I don't think people talk about that kind of anxiety enough. People don't talk about the kind of anxiety that grips you and makes you feel like you're going crazy. People talk about the kind of anxiety that where you feel like, oh my, you're going to die any minute. I never had fear of dying. I actually thought to myself at one point, oh yeah, I would welcome it when I was going through that tough time. But it wasn't that. It was like, I wasn't losing my mind, but it felt like that. The anxiety made me feel like that. It made me feel like I didn't have a hold of my own mind. And I think that's because of what I went through as a child. And I think it was starting to come out. And it was such a tough time. There was a time where I was like, this is going to be forever. I'm going to be like this forever. And I thought it'd be and I thought it'd never stop. And I can tell you now, for those that are in that situation, when you think it's never going to stop and you're going to have it forever, you will not have it forever. I can promise you. No, you will not have it forever. As long as you realize, I had to condition my own mind. As long as you realize that it's you and you have got control over your mind, it takes a lot of understanding of yourself, and it takes a lot of willpower. But once you get there, oh, it's great. It's fantastic. You'll be able to know how to deal with them if you ever get them again. And then it'll come to a point where you hardly get them. I used to get them all day, every day. If I didn't have it, I was scared of having it. So, and I'm at a point now where I haven't had one in a very long time. And yes, I do get anxious over certain things. And yes, the things I went through, I was scared. But now, instead of being scared of myself, I would just relax and let it go. And I would listen to calming music, and I will listen to rain sounds or anything like that. And I'll be like, okay, I'm fine. I'm okay. And it's a long time to get to that. But for those that are dealing with some mental health like that, it will get better. You will heal. No matter how bad you think it is, and Trust me, it was so freaking bad for me. If I can do it, you can do it. And what I wanted to say, I just wanted to get that out there for anyone who is suffering with it, for anyone who is having a hard time. You can, and you can be anything you want. Don't listen to the negative. Don't listen to those that say, oh, no, you can't. You can. You can. As long as you don't outright hurt people to get somewhere, and you are, like, nobody's perfect, and you're true to yourself, you can do it. Just don't, I would say, just don't, like, go out your way to hurt others together. It really isn't.
Right. That's the fact. Like, I'm thinking about, like, you know, the same thing in the past is like, yeah, taking risk and going out there and that. But now it's at a point where it's, you know, not that you couldn't take a risk, but it's like now we're at a point where, hey, I don't want anything to be rocky, and I'd rather take care of myself and meditate. Like, you know, I'm so happy I can heal from that finally. You know what I'm saying? Like the anxiety part, and then like just correlating everything as far as like doing the music albums. Meaning like I never really, when I thought about it, I never really had the time to, you know, take my time for real on any of my albums, like fully. The only really full time was my fifth and sixth album, was like the most time I gave myself. You know what I mean? But it's like, you know, everybody had to learn. But now that's why I was talking about sitting here, like I could take the time to write now, like write, and I don't have to worry about why I wasn't like at this party, or is my friend picking me up out of the cold, or am I, you know what I'm saying? Do I have enough gas in the car, or nothing? Like I'm literally just at this good point where I can just focus, like you said, loving yourself and doing this, and it's done and it's cool, and then just keeping it like that, because I don't even want to get to the and when I say meditating on everything, like you said, going out doing the shows, I used to be nervous. I meditate on all that to the point, and I love rehearsal to the point where when it comes to that, it'll happen. Like I'm more loving the fact that I can sit here, drop the album, and if nothing happened, that I'm listening to that album because it was so good, to the point where people loving it, they still want to know what happened. I'm like, hey, like, you know what I mean? But it's like the evolution of the business of it too. It's like, now that we know more about the business, it's like, okay, go out there and do one song or two songs. Like, I don't think like I need to do the entire album now because I need to prove like, yo, I know, you know what I'm saying? Like, I do it if I want to, but I used to think that you had to do that. You know what I mean? Like, if you made a song, you had to know all your stuff. You do, but it's like I thought outside the box, and that's why I was making more songs and more mixtapes and albums. You know, and
you can worry about the end results.
Right.
I think worry about the end result too much, to a point where you can actually, which I've done, I'm like, I'm guilty of it too, where you can get to where you're like, okay, I'm not going to put this out because it's not good enough, because you've gotten so much in your head that it doesn't sound good enough, or it's not good enough, or this needs to happen, or that needs to happen, or it needs to be a certain way for it to be good for the industry, or a certain way for it to be good enough so people will like it. You can get so far into that you lose sight of why you did it in the first place. And I think that's a good thing. I think being at that place where you're at and where I'm at, and you're not seeing the end result, you're just thinking, oh, I'm just going to do it, I'm just going to put it out there. I think that's the way to be. Not wondering if it's going to do well or not, just doing it because you want to, and just doing it because you enjoy it and putting it out there. I think that's the best way to be right now, and that's the way you should be. Like, because we can get, like I said, we can get so much in our heads about it. I and we stop ourselves from doing it. We stop ourselves from putting things out there. And those things could be things that others actually really love, you know, and it could do well. And we've been like, oh, no, it's not good enough. I agree with you. Like, we're not thinking about the end results anymore. We're just doing it because we enjoy it.
Right, right. And that's a fact. I know it's gonna be so fire because I'm able to take that time now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like I know it's gonna be fire because during the whole time, um, I was thinking, you even though I went through that, I still use my another part of my brain to meditate on ideas of it. Like a whole bunch of ideas. Like even if I was like stuck and like, man, I don't know. I have albums that aren't finished, but I kept the beats of the beats that I found and stuff, and just keeping it there. Like I don't. I wish I could finish it this year and say it was done this year, but it just ended up being just in the thoughts, and it's a whole bunch of albums in the thoughts now. But now it's like everything is getting to the point where I can, I've meditated to even get better, like to talk about more in the songs or make it a better song. And now all of it's going to drop, but it's dropping and it's like, okay, it's done. And I'm not, worried about, what to do with it afterwards. Whatever it does, it's just going to be I'm going to be like happy. Even if it like made a penny, like, oh snap, it made a penny. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's like doing it for like the love of it. It's like think less of the outcome and just enjoy what you're doing. And I think we're all guilty of it. We're all guilty of doing things and thinking of the outcome and hoping for a good outcome and wanting, the outcome and looking to the future. Like I think the whole world is guilty of it because we will like start putting like Christmas stuff out in July. We're like trying to rush years, trying to rush things so much because,
Mm-hmm.
and it's getting worse and worse and worse because of the outcome. Now we just enjoy the ride instead of the outcome. I think we would eventually get it possibly a better outcome.
Mm-hmm. That's a fact.
Yeah.
And like and I'm so happy it's that way now instead of because for the holidays too, like it's like I'm happy that a lot of the family and people like they be like holidays, and I'm like, hey, I'm on survival days, like even if I don't know about the holidays, but I'm taking these 3 years to heal. That's the holidays, like you know what I mean? And things is just gonna happen, and not worried for real because with the holidays too,
Yeah.
like it's like it was like almost a deadline for no reason because and then here recently even when not wanting to put it like that, but it's like the family was kind of talking about the holidays too, and I'm like, yo, when you realize that it's kind of like wild how the holidays are used to actually sell
Yeah.
products. And it's like, and then it's like the family's like, we only meeting on Thanksgiving, or we only meeting here. It's like everybody was trying to make it to where it's like that was anxiety. Like, oh man, I'm meeting the family. I don't even know what I'm still gonna be or what I want to say I want to be. If I want to be a doctor or this to impress the family or this, so I won't be given that question of what are you doing in life and stuff. And it's like I'm not now. I'm like, nah, I'm not meeting up on that
Yeah.
day. Like I'm meeting up when I'm fully healed
Yeah,
and
like
ready to be.
joy is getting drained out of it because of corporate stuff, because of the expectations. Like
Mhm.
I think we should start enjoying it again instead of having these high expectations for everybody or for ourselves.
Yes.
Or just be more forgiving of ourselves and everyone. There's only so much we can do. You know, we're expected to do so much, and we're expected to keep up with so much, and we're expected to like go to work, do this, do that, be mindful, take care of ourselves, and you know, fit everything, basically everything, into 24 hours, and it's just not possible, especially if you're
Facts.
parents as well. It's like, well, how you fit this all in? It's like, and then you feel guilty because you haven't done it. There's just
Hmm.
on everyone. We need to go back to the time where we could, you know, we didn't think that way and we were more relaxed about things. And yeah, not really like before social media, like, but yeah, we could have social media, but we need to be kinder to each other and ourselves about everything.
Yeah.
There's too many like avenues now, like getting onto a different subject, but there's too many avenues now where people can just hate on each other and get away with it, and it's like, it's so like accept, it's like kind of accepted. It's like, why? It's like, okay, like I don't know what the person thinks, but this is what I imagine. That's what I imagine them thinking. It's like, okay, so I am behind the screen, I can do this, and I can write whatever I want, and nothing's gonna happen. And
Hmm.
that is very dangerous, like,
Hmm.
especially to somebody's mental health who's getting attacked by these people. And you hear
Yeah.
about it. You hear about suicides, you hear about things, and it's fucking tough. Like, sorry, swearing. It's tough.
Well.
It's
Hmm.
tough. Um, and it's sad. It's like not everyone is strong enough to like take all that and take it and take it and take it. And
Yeah.
there should be something in place. Like, I know we have certain things, but there's really should be better things in place to stop that from happening, to stop people from, like, some people being like, oh yeah, I can do what I want because that happened to me.
Facts.
The consequences, really.
Hmm. And correlating to that, and just going to the, remember when I was saying, like when I had a decision to make, it was either the military or college. Ever since then, when I was 19, ever since then, it was like rocky, because it's like I can't be, unless I'm going to the, what I'm saying, the Navy or something. There's no help for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like at that time, I was thinking there's no help for me, so I was always on go, like, you know what I mean, thinking about, okay, what am I going to do the next 5 months, because I can't go
Yeah,
back here. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like I don't think I'm gonna be able to be into the Navy,
yeah,
so I gotta come up with an excuse. So I remember I had longer dreads. I cut my dreads to buy time, to make it seem like I was going. You know what I'm saying? Like I almost really tried to go, but I really cut my hair too to buy time. Cause what I did was, like, I had dreads, and then I tried to take the ASVAB test,
yeah.
right, to get into the Navy, and then I didn't pass it. But then, so people was like looking like, oh, but then when I cut my hair, they seen it like, okay, what? Maybe he really is trying. Maybe he failed it. Maybe he's really trying, but he just, you know what I mean? Like he cut his dreads though. Like that was a lot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he really did that. He had real long hair. He cut his dreads, so we show him that he's trying.
Because
But I was showing that, but I was also buying
yeah,
time.
because you didn't want the pressure of everyone.
Facts. Like it was, and then it was eventually I had to say, well, I just want to go back home, because I didn't want the rejection of, can I just be here and just get a regular job, or figure it out. I didn't want that rejection, and so I was like, I'll just go home. You know what I mean? And I went home, and people would start. That's when I started, because I thought I could just go back home and be like, all right, I'll just go back there and figure something out. They wouldn't even let me do that. You know what I mean? Like they had already made different plans. You know what I'm saying? Like they already like, we good, da 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 da,
Yeah,
right? And like, so they were showing that, and it was so hurtful, because I was like, what? Like y'all showing that now? Not so. I'm really outside. You know what I mean? And it was getting to, it was probably about August, September, getting back to cold again.
So I'm outside starting off like that. So, I'm trying to find somewhere to be, and then, you know what I mean? And but still doing albums and mixtapes in the middle of that. And yeah, I finished it, but it was like, I never had the proper, like, it was always rough. It was rough. Like, it wasn't like peace at all. There was no peace until I actually went on tour the first time. I ain't gonna say it was peace then, because I remember, like, when I first finally got somewhere to be not homeless, I was like, man, there's still no peace here. Why? Like, because we was with other people on tour, still having to do things. So now and when I finally did get the peace, I still was so routed up that I didn't keep it as peace. I party. So it was like, now it's peace time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Just
You know?
true though. Like even if you get somewhere that you think is going to be peaceful, it's not necessarily going to be peaceful. It's like
Mm-hmm.
the one thing that I've always thought, like I've always kept it to myself, but I'm going to put it out there again. Like there's a lot of things I've said on here that I've put out there and I've kept it to myself for a long time. Like, you have your own like inner dialogue, you have your own like thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
But I've always thought, like, since everything happened and I was homeless for those 2.5 weeks, and then I'm not anymore. And the one thing that I want when I do, like, I'm going to say it, like, I'm not going to say if I get somewhere, if this, if that, because, I'm trying to be positive. That's negative thinking. When I get somewhere with my music, when I get where I want to be with my music, I just want, not hope, I want, and I cannot wait for that day that I can have my own home.
Mm-hmm.
Something that nobody can take off me, and nobody can just like make up something and just take it. Nobody can do that to me. And I will be insecure. That is all I want. At this point in time, I just want my own home where I feel safe and secure. And I'm pretty sure I'm probably not the only one in this world that wants that. I've never had my own home. I've always like rented, and I've always like been in positions like, especially since we had a whole situation in the UK where landlords were like selling the houses after, like, during and after COVID. And I was in this house for like 15 years, and he wanted to sell it, and I had no home. And then I found somewhere else, and then once again he wanted to put the rent up, but because I wasn't there long enough, I had no home. That's how I ended up in London. Because the only people that I had at the time were friends that took me in, and they happen to live here. So I keep nearly saying I hope one day, but I'm trying to be more positive. I want one day in my own home, so then I can feel secure. I can feel safe for the first time in my life. And I know that's heavy, and it might be some trigger warnings, but yeah, that's the one thing I have thought about a lot. Safety. Safety is for me. And as I say, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. Yeah, safety. That's the one thing I would do when I get there. Have to be harsh. It doesn't have to be friggin' the biggest. It doesn't have to be a big house. It doesn't have to be anything. I just want, even if it's an apartment, a flat, whatever, I just want my own home. Something that nobody can take from me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somewhere I feel safe. Somewhere I can be like, yes, I'm here, and that's it. And nobody can take this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm safe and happy here. And I can have my things here, and I'm not going to have to move. I'm not going to have to leave. I'm not going to have to lose all my things again.
Yeah.
And I know it's material stuff. And yeah, when I lost all my things and I left all my things to move to London, I was like, you know what, it's just material stuff. I can get it again. And most of the stuff, like for those that weren't listening earlier, like most of my stuff was secondhand. I bought a lot of secondhand stuff and I would do it up. I had a lot of people coming into my home and saying, "You have a beautiful home," and I was like, "I get it from charity shops and I do it up." And you were like, "Wow, you know that's really good." And I think it is a really good thing to do, like getting like beautiful things and making them like old beautiful things. I love Victorian stuff. I love vintage things. So I would purposely go there anyway, even if I had a little bit more money at one point, or that was hardly ever. But even when I did, like I would love to like get vintage things and either do them up or have them or clean them up or have them as is. And there was so many things I had, so many things I lost. I lost. I'm being very truthful. I had my cat. Like I had my cat for about 6 years, and I got her after, again, trigger warning, after my mum died, and I got her to help me through, and so I'd have something else to focus on after it happened, and she became my best friend, my cat, and I became her best friend, and we were very close. So even though I was leaving like all my stuff behind in my house and only coming here with a suitcase, that is the one thing I cried over. Her, my cat. Like she was beautiful. Like I've got some videos of her on my Instagram. But yeah, like she was my baby. Like I loved her so much. And I knew I couldn't bring her with me. Like she wasn't like, she didn't really trust people. She only trusted me. And I knew bringing her would like be very uncomfortable for her, and it wouldn't be the best thing. And I'm glad I didn't, because of the stuff I've been through to survive in London so far. I'm glad I didn't put her through that. And she's in a beautiful home now. Like I found her such a beautiful home. And yes, I gave her away. She was a British Blue, but I gave her away because the thing that was on my mind, I didn't care about the money, even though I needed it to come here. Like all I cared about was her safety. All I cared about was to make sure she was in a beautiful home. And I kept thinking she probably hates me. Like I've just like sent her to another home after 6 years being with me, and she probably bloody hates me. And I was like, I hope to God, because she used to get like upset when she wasn't around me. So I was like, I had that to worry about too. And I was like, I hope to God she's okay. I hope to God she's safe. So I had all that to think about, as well as myself to think about, being like, I hope I'm safe. I hope I've got somewhere. I hope I'm going to be okay when I arrive in London. It's a lot of pressure. Like you don't know unless you're in that position. But yeah, my cat, I lost my cat. I know, like some people, oh, it's just a cat. It's not just a cat. Like we were so close. It's not just, like I lost. Yeah, I lost her. It's like yeah, you get so close to them. I lost her. I lost my whole like life, my home. My whole life just imploded, and that's never happened before. And I think it happened for a reason, though. It's so new, and I'm on a better I'm in a better situation. Well, maybe not a better situation, but I'm on track. I know I'm going the right way. But my whole life had to implode. So if the similar happens to you and your whole life implodes, don't necessarily take that as a bad thing, because sometimes it can be a good thing. Where I was, even though I had my cats and my home and stuff like that, even though I had that, and my daughter, even though I had that, oh yeah, my daughter went to live with her dad at some point as well. Even though I kind of felt like I lost my daughter too. So even though like I had all that, and I didn't have my family. I didn't speak to my family. The friends I had from when I was like in school, or the friends I made after that, I learnt very quickly after my mum died, trigger warning again, that they were a lot of them weren't actually my friends. And if you've been through it, you'll know what I mean. A lot of them were not my friends, and there was a lot of realizations I had not long after my mum died, and not to make everyone depressed, but I'm discussing this because I want everyone, like whoever listens to this, I want them to understand they're not, if they're going through similar, they're not alone. There is light at the end of the tunnel. But this is why I'm putting out. This is why I'm discussing it. This is why I'm being very open. I think it's time. I'm gonna be doing these with reality with David, and I think it's a good thing to do. I think it's a good thing to put out there. But at the same time, I lost my mum about how long after? About a month after, like within the same month. My ex fiance left me and cheated on me, and he was a person that I thought he had a heart of gold. I thought he was like the best thing ever. I thought he was so in love with me, and I was in love with him. And I thought like it was the greatest thing ever. And I thought, oh yeah, finally someone that treats me well, blah blah blah, blah. Turns out no. Turns out like he wasn't that. And to be honest, I should have been tipped off by about 3 or 4 of his exes who inboxed me, telling me about him and warning me about him when we got engaged. As soon as we got engaged, I got like 4 or 5 girls inboxing me, warning me, and I ignored them because I don't listen to gossip. So I was like, do you know what? I'll find out if I find out. I don't listen to gossip. So I didn't pay attention. I kept it in the vault, but I didn't really act on it. Didn't pay attention to it. I thought, okay, maybe it's just disgruntled exes. And I still can't, even though I went through that, I still kind of got the same thing where I'm like, I will still give people a chance. I will still be like, yeah, do you know what? I'm going to make up my own mind about this person. But at the end of the day, I I went through a tough time, like my mum losing my mum, then him, and then I decided to stay on my own for 6 years. So I didn't date, I didn't do anything, I didn't sleep with anyone, didn't kiss anyone, didn't do it. Stayed completely on my own for 6 years, apart from like obviously friends and the odd friends and stuff. But yeah, I just felt like I needed that space. I felt like I needed that healing, and that needed to happen. And then it's not until I was like, after 6 years, I was like, do you know, I'm gonna put myself out there. I'm gonna like do my music again. I'm gonna try again. I'm gonna, after this break, I'm gonna give it one last go. So I was like, and then that's when, not long after, that's when my whole life imploded. And I was like, what is going on? What is happening now? Oh my God. And I did go down the negative thinking where I was like, I can't do anything right. And I'm sure we've all been there. So I was like, this is it. That's it. What the heck am I going to do? And then, as I've already discussed it in this podcast, Instagram Live podcast. And I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to go with it. I'm just going to go with the flow now. I'm not going to fight against it. I'm just going to see where it leads me. And that's it. And I did. And so far, it's been rough, but it's been good as well. I've made a lot of friends down here. There's some good people I've met. I enjoy some good times here. And I'm still going. And I'm hoping things will only start getting better and better, and things will start going up and up and up. And yeah, and the point of the matter is like what I'm discussing, what David's discussing, Real Ryzzle, is the fact that no matter where you are in life, no matter what you do, no matter what age you are, like things can and will work out if you want them to. I know that sounds like airy fairy, like ooh, like that. I'm a pretty logical speaker, so I know what sounds airy fairy. But I've also become a bit more enlightened as well. I've become a bit more open-minded. I was very open-minded, but I've definitely become more open-minded with some of the things that I've witnessed and some of the things that have happened. I'm definitely more open-minded than I ever was. And yeah, like, don't be afraid of life. Like, don't be afraid of things. Like, David, on one hand, he's from America and he's got his own situation, his own way of living, and because he's in a different country as well, it's different. Oh, I'd hope you don't mind me bringing this up as well. Ethnicity, it's different. It's different. No,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, and maybe we'll have another conversation about that on another one. But yeah, there's like where he lives, his ethnicity, then there's my ethnicity, my side of it too, and where I live and the way I go through things, and it's like two sides of a coin. That's one of the reasons why we thought of doing this podcast, because we do a lot of talking. We talk about a lot of things when we're on the phone to each other. It's mainly, like we said earlier, it's mainly him doing the talking, and I'm doing the talking like now, which is very new because it's mainly him.
Right.
Yeah, it is. It's mainly like David talking, but at the end of the day, it's like we both thought it would be a good idea to put this up and do an Instagram live and then post it on YouTube to show people the duality, the different ways of living, like his way living, my way living, and discussing it. It's not going to be the only discussion we have. And like basically just a chill time, like sit on the couch kind of thing, chill talk, like talking to each other, but other people are listening, you know. And I think like I was like, yeah, we could probably help some people doing that. I think people would like enjoy that as well, maybe. Because it's just we're talking about real stuff, like why we called it reality talks. We're talking about reality. We're talking about real things. Being very open and honest. Like I'm being very open and honest. David's being very open and honest. And I think it's just good to have a take, like to show you a different take on artists, like our take anyway, artists and the way a different view basically on like the way we are, the way we have gotten into things, and maybe we'll get more into that because this is like pretty lengthy as it is, so we'll have to cut this short soon. Because I'm a bit worried it's going to cut off on me, but
You said I'm gonna do
no,
what?
I'm a bit worried that the Instagram live is going to cut off.
Oh,
It's been on for a
yeah.
while. It's well over. So it's like I want to save it so you can upload and we can both upload it onto YouTube. But the thing is, I'm hoping it can get uploaded. I've swore twice, so sorry YouTube. please upload this. But yeah, we might have to edit those out. I don't know. But I don't want to edit any of this though. We want to put it out like completely raw and completely as is. But yeah, they might have to cut out the couple of F-sided. Sorry, I do have a bit of a potty mouth. I am behaving myself. I must admit, I'm behaving myself. But yeah, like we just thought it'd be a good idea. We have conversations about a lot of different things and about what we've been through, what he's been through, what I've been through. And we thought, oh yeah, it'd probably be a good idea to put it out there. I reckon like people would resonate with it. People would want to listen to it. You know, tell me I'm wrong, but I know I like put on like YouTube videos in the background of like people talking or gaming videos, and they're just talking on it, and I will have it on in the background while I'm doing other stuff, and it's comfortable for me to do that. And it's nice sometimes to have something in the background to listen to, or like a conversation I'm listening to. You know, it's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you want to add, David?
Just the one little thing I was thinking about was this like whenever I first went on tour and I still didn't have the peace I have now. Like I was just thinking about um when I went on tour, I was trying to go to sleep, right? Like then I was trying to go to sleep and they woke us up and was like, yo, walk the dog, you know what I'm saying? And I remember going in the yard like, man, I still can't get peace, you know what I mean? And it's like finally I'm at somewhere where I have the most we can have the most peace. You know, I wake up and on the own routine and time and everything and it's better for everything and for me to because I remember I always used to want somewhere to be, you know what I'm saying, to make the music and everything and know it's going to be here, but this is where I'm at is actually the most, you know, the best place to do it, you know, as far as the situation predicament wise and
Yeah.
you know what I mean, as for the moment, like this could actually I could leave somewhere, but this could actually be what it needs to be for me. You know what I mean? Like somebody will look at it and be like, "Oh snap!" But then when you know what's going on inside here,
Yeah.
it's like, "Oh my goodness, this is like Einstein stuff, like Sir Isaac Newton stuff," and you know, it's just like just understanding that and keep going with that and staying into that. You know, hopefully things happen. But I know next year, 2025, it's definitely the start of you know being all the way confident in just being okay and really like you said, we're loving ourselves and don't be afraid to learn what we have to learn and go through that
Yeah.
to get where we need to get to. As long as we stay grounded. I know it's still things is rocky, but I'm just hoping, you know, for the best with that,
And
which is why.
don't be ashamed
Hmm.
to talk about it either.
You said what?
Don't be ashamed to talk about it either and being real.
Facts, facts, facts. That's why I want to be able to create ways for, you know, use this to create ways for to help. You know, just anything like in the future it would be so good to have enough money to help people that's going through it and figuring out plans for them to make money and just to fix the you know to spread love that way and everybody be protecting each other and knowing each
Yeah.
other and starting that, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. I completely resonate with that. Yeah. Like since a kid, I've wanted to help the world so much so that I used to cry about it. I know I'm laughing, but I used to get so emotional. I
Hmm.
remember talking to somebody about it, and they looked at me so sad, and they were like, "Oh my God, like I can't believe like you have the weight of the world on you." They were like literally. They were like, I feel so sorry for you. Like, I was talking about like kids starving in countries and things like this at a young age. And I was like 18 at the time. And she was like, just looking at me like, oh my God. And she was like, you feel so deeply. You think about things so much like that. And I was like, yeah, because I don't want people to suffer. And so then I see it and it makes me upset and it hurts me. It literally hurts me so deep. And I always wanted to help those people, but I was never in a position. I still don't feel like I'm in the position to help, but I want to. I would like to be in that position.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, I
So
completely.
right, 100%, 100%. So we're gonna I'm gonna after this we get off here
Mm,
uh talk for like just 10 minutes so I could tell you the process of everything where it's going. But yeah,
yeah.
I can't wait to get into the new endeavors.
Oh, this is not going to be the only podcast we do. We're not sure like how often we're going to do them, but you know we are going to do them, and we're going to upload them on YouTube. David's going to upload them on his channel, and I'll upload it on mine when it's done. And then you're free to share and put it on your channels if you like, guys. I'll put that on there anyway. All my stuff is free to share, so like all my music and that, and my posts on Instagram, you can share it as well, like repost and stuff like that. I don't mind as long as you keep my name on it. And obviously, like if it's a picture of me, or obviously I want my name on it. But anyway, yeah, it's just a thing. But I think like going forward we'll do these, and I think like I'm gonna try and do more lives for those that are like seeing this or watching this, and will watch this if we do have more views. Like, yeah, I've said before, just keep going, and yeah, and there's gonna be more stuff from me. There's gonna be more stuff from David, music wise, otherwise. I'm gonna try and like do lives. I'm gonna like at some point I'm gonna put the camera on as well and do some lives that way. Not these talks, but like other lives. I was always trying to think of like a perfect thing. Oh, I was like, well, I can't go live unless I'm doing this. Can't go live unless I'm doing that. But I think at some point I might just go live and just talk and just have a chat with everyone and see who joins, and just do it like that, see what's what. Maybe not as a chat like as deep as this, but just like a hey, how you doing kind of thing. And see what's what, like, do more lives that way. I do want to be more present on my social media. I want to do more things within my social media because I feel like I don't do enough. I'm pretty quiet with it. Except for like the odd posts and stuff like that. But yeah, expect more of it soon. Expect more of it in the future. I'm definitely in a better space, in a better like headspace to do that now. So yeah, like I hope you enjoyed this, guys. I hope you enjoyed David. Like I'm gonna leave it at that with what I'm talking about. David can say what he wants at the end of it, if you have anything else to say, and then we will end this live podcast of Reality Talks. Anything to add, David?
Peace, love, and happiness. Love y'all.
Yeah, I love you guys too. Thanks for tuning in. And we'll see you soon.